Everybody get up, it's the party song. Everybody get up, it's a party song.
Gaming Morning Show.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on.
Wait,
Austin, your mom is here?
No.
Why did I look over where Bob is?
Austin, your mom is here?
Is she over there?
I sure hope not.
Is she in the box?
Whoa.
I haven't seen her in like 2 days.
Get out of here, B-Lin. I just got the new marble tile installed and you'll mess up the grout. Besides, like our friend Oh Guitar Boy said,
Sorry, KK.
it's time for the clinically acclaimed Gaming Morning Show. Or should I say, award-winning.
And we have a clip of the year, friends. It is the Lost City of D live.
Glad we won.
Woo! Burp, burp, burp.
Kiki Low is in search of something.
I need a D that works.
There's the D. Searching in the universe because the D is currently broken.
Gaming Morning Show won clip of the year.
Oh my gosh.
But don't you dare expect to put that Chris Emye Memorial Clip of the Year trophy in this
I
box.
probably should have prepared something more special.
I'm getting the walls repainted soon. Now where to put the chandelier or the bearskin rug? Oh, and the piano, can't forget that.
Maybe there is somebody in the world that can help her. maybe somebody who sings a song.
6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer. It's Gaming Morning Show, Thursday, January 20th, 2022. Thanks for being here. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. We are so excited to spend 3 hours with you this morning. And to do that, on the left side of your screen, that is the one, the only, Chris M. Yee. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good moron.
It is great to see you. You are the host of the Clip ME show. You are streaming over at twitch.tv/ChrisME, but you are also the host of GMS Weekend Edition, which launches this Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to talk a whole bunch about that show during the course of the
Very
next 3
excited
hours.
about it.
I am too. Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News coming up shortly. We have birthdays this day in gaming history. A whole lot to get to on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. Good morning to Kate Zaid. K-Laugh is in the chat this morning. It is good to see you. I am JF Downs is here. Kate opened things up at 46 past 5 o'clock, and then Downs joined right before 6 o'clock. So Chris is awake. Crazy times. Is that how it feels to you, Chris?
It's always a little surprising, but you know, I made it.
I always feel the worst, even though I know that it's not like you go to sleep any sooner on non-streaming nights, but I always feel the worst when it's Wednesday and you're streaming, and then it's like, okay, because I know sometimes you'll get done with your stream at like 8 o'clock, and then you start eating, and then you start doing like the relax stuff that most people do at night. So I always worry, like, were you up till 2? Were you up till 3? Did you actually get to bed on time?
I went to bed around 11, so I was responsible. It's kind of like a baseball doubleheader, though, where you have the night game and then the day game the day after.
True.
So you can do it. It's you know, you might not get fresh players, but you know, it's doable.
You're saying you didn't get as much ice on the shoulder as you needed to?
Yeah, I didn't sit in the ice bath for as long as I would like.
I would love to know that Chris M.E. to prepare for streams sits in an ice bath. That would be a tremendous thing to have. Although you probably would be in the shower, because as we know, you're the mayor of the internet, and it's probably in the shower.
True.
Down says, Chris M. responsible.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I tried.
Fair enough. We got a whole bunch of days of the day coming up. We'll tell you about a Missouri highway patrol that blasted out a Batman cell phone alert by mistake. We'll tell you that story. This is Look, it's Maiko, who couldn't be here this morning, help prep our stories this morning. We have a SPUP date. I think we're going to be talking about potatoes, and so it's like Spud and Update together.
It sounds like it's about a dog, though.
Should we call it a Spud date?
Bud date sounds like something else.
Yeah.
Bud update?
Potato
That's
date.
weird, too.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It is a really big potato, and it's getting a DNA test. Also, a large spinning ice disc, famous from first appearance in 2019, is returned to a main river. So we'll tell you those stories coming up on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. Like I said, you're streaming on Wednesday nights. Last night you played Breath of the Wild, and this was your first on-stream experience with it?
Absolutely. I played it when it first came out. I bought a Switch. I pre-ordered a Switch for this game because it was basically the only launch game worth getting. And I love The Legend of Zelda. I've played almost all the games, as we found out yesterday in chat. There was one game I haven't played. It's that game is so perfect. It is the culmination of every game that came before it. 30 years of games, and I am really enjoying getting to share that experience with others.
Yeah, I enjoy watching folks play single player games. I also enjoy people who have like a second level thought to take through on games, and that's one of the reasons. Like, I really love watching Wallstormer play on IntelliGame, and Kim Chica play on her stream. But watching you, it had a similar vibe, right? Like, there's almost a poetry to watching you play games, and I don't feel like that's hyperbolic. Like, I really do mean it. Like, as you're describing what you're seeing or what you're enjoying about the game, it just feels next level with you, but you're a writer, so it kind of makes sense in my brain.
Right. I love being able to bring that. Because, lots of people play Breath of the Wild. I would encourage everyone to play Breath of the Wild. But me playing it on stream, I hope that there is some purpose in it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Top of the moron to you, Earthling Gaming. It's good to see you.
Good moron.
Thank you for taking the time. K-Laugh is suggesting tater tails for our potato story. Tater tails. Woo. Yeah, I think that one
My
could
favorite
work.
Disney TV show.
Oh, really?
No.
It wasn't bad.
Are we talking about DuckTales or Tater Tales?
Coming soon to Disney. Tater Tales. Woo.
Have you seen the new Mickey Mouse short cartoons?
I feel like there's 8,000 Mickey Mouse cartoons on
No,
that
no,
damn
no.
thing.
It's a very specific style. They're kind of like, they feel kind of like Ren and Stimpy, if you can believe it.
Really?
But there is a Mashed Potato Land episode that is so funny, unbelievably funny.
I'm writing it down.
You'll have to check it out. It's on Disney Plus.
I'll have to write it down and check it out. I mean, everything's on Disney Plus. What's not on Disney Plus at this stage? I mean, that thing is just loaded.
It's really
with
true.
stuff.
A warm welcome to our deputy cat petter, Scott Chick.
Scott Chick is here and just breaks the door down. Says, someone say cheese. So that is our topic of the day. Today is National Cheese Lovers Day. So we're asking you, what is your favorite kind of cheese? What is your least favorite kind of cheese? How much of a lover of cheese are you?
Very much so.
Ed,
Love
you-
a good cheese.
What's your favorite? What's top of the list?
Favorite is Manchego, which is a dry, kind of salty cheese. I think it is fantastic. Like, it's not too dry where it's like crumbly. Have you ever had a really crumbly hard cheese? Those are not as good, but Manchego is the perfect balance, I think.
I knew it was going to be knew it was going to be a cheese I couldn't pronounce. I just knew it was.
Manchego? You can't say Manchego?
Chango?
So close.
Manchango Unchained? Wasn't that a movie?
I would watch that movie.
Oh my gosh. I would love to try it. I'm going to go with baked brie, or brie cheese is delicious because there's something about like the meltiness of it while it still kind of remains a solid. It's really bizarre, right? It's cheese. But you take
exceptional meltiness.
Right? You take some roasted garlic and you throw that onto a Triscuit and bam, that's a snack.
But see, you could do so many things with baked brie because you could do the roasted garlic. You could also do honey and nuts, and it's amazing that way too.
Really? I've never tried that. I love honey.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like peanuts.
Can you do the sweet and salty thing? Can you? It's not peanuts. Not.
Like
we're
what
not
kind?
talking about. Maybe some walnuts.
Oh, that's worse.
Worse? Oh.
Yeah, walnuts ruin everything. There's nothing that a
No,
walnut's
they.
ever contribute.
Oh, come on.
Boo.
Boy, Ryan.
Kate Zaid says, I haven't had a single dairy product in 2022, so today is going to be a rough one for me. Oh no, because we're so good at influencing Kate's food decisions too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's true.
Sorry,
Kate. Sorry.
My favorite cheese, though, is brie. Baked brie is the equivalent to happiness, according to Kate Zaid. Top of the moron.
Good moron.
To you, look, it's Michael. Have you seen doesn't usually end well with Ryan. That is true. That's true when it comes to movies or shows or really anything. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
DuckTales is okay, though.
I was thinking Tailspin, Darkwing Duck was fine, but the song was
The
great.
Disney Afternoon.
Oh, was that? Yeah, that's true. Rescue Rangers, that's a great song.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So good.
Scott Chick says, definitely was a breaking down moment. Do love some cheese and agree 100% that baked brie is happiness. Mike O says, smoked Gouda is the most amazingness.
My sister and her partner are super high-end foodies, so they always do a really good charcuterie board at our parties now. And so last time they did this, they had this really amazing smoked cheddar. I didn't know people cared about cheddar enough to smoke it, but it was so good. So good.
I could see that being quite delicious, actually, but yeah.
It was really good.
Have you? I mean, like some of those sharp cheddar cheeses used to be like my nemesis. I never liked them, and now in adulthood, like give like a sharp white cheddar cheese. That's good, especially on
as sharp as it can go.
A meat and cheese tray. Some would call them charcuterie, like you just said, boards. But
yeah,
I call them a meat and cheese tray. It's a fancy.
You got it.
Today is also National Disc Jockey Day, National Buttercrunch Day, Penguin Awareness Day, International Day of Acceptance, National Camcorder Day, Get to Know Your Customers Day, and Take a Walk Outdoors Day. Are you aware that there are penguins?
I'm aware they exist.
Perfect.
I went to SeaWorld in San Diego with my family once. Got food poisoning from the IHOP because I had an omelet, and I think that had the sour cream that was on it must have been bad. So I'm at SeaWorld with my family. I'm like dying. And my dad, we're watching the penguin exhibit. They're doing like trivia. My dad answers a trivia question correct, and we win the opportunity to go into the penguin enclosure to take a picture with the penguins. And I'm like, I've got a fever. I'm like freezing inside there, and managed to take a decent picture before I needed to go back to the hotel and get whatever was making me ill out.
I thought you were going to have an inverse exiting problem in
the
penguin exhibit.
No. Thankfully not. Oh boy. Woo. Oh, that would have been kind of horrific.
Inverse exiting.
Inverse exiting.
I love it.
You know.
Oh yeah. If you know, you know. Scott Chick says there's a wonderful cheese shop in a seaside town not too far from me that does a lovely Gouda with chili that is lush, amongst other great cheeses, but that definitely is a favorite for me. That sounds quite delightful.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
National Disc Jockey Day always.
You observe that?
Well, I never really was. That's the thing is I've done radio for a long time, and I have been, a disc jockey. But the reality is it was always like secondary duty or fill-in duty, right? Like I never was cut out for spinning records, and all that stuff. I always found music radio to be fairly like simple compared to doing sports radio, because you'd have to cover a 45-second stop set instead of having to do an hour-long thing of sports talk. But the art of it is the music knowledge, right, and the stories behind things, and that is beautiful when someone's doing that. And so I don't necessarily have like favorite disc jockeys of all time, but there were certain shows that I remember wanting to listen to more. Right now, Sirius XM is probably what I listen to most in terms of live in the car type radio.
Yeah, you've mentioned that.
Yeah, Madison on Alt Nation is just perfect. Like she's hilarious. She doesn't take herself too seriously. She's subtle, right? But very entertaining for the 45 seconds they're live in between songs. So I would say Madison's probably one of my favorite disc jockeys.
That's cool. Oh. Yeah, my favorites were always Mark and Brian. I've mentioned.
Yeah.
Out of LA, out of KLOS. But they were not hardly about the music. So
I was in Winston.
It was a little bit different.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Actually go there annually for a sports media thing. And usually after the events are over, people will go out on the town and all that stuff. And we were leaving a spot probably 2 a.m, and we were walking in downtown Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and there was speakers outside of like your local neighborhood downtown set of shops, and there was glass, and there's this person sitting behind a radio console, a control room console, and the speakers were the radio station, and this person at 2 a.m. was still playing his own records, putting them on the turntable, telling the stories. And it turns out that was the radio station's thing, was they were still doing radio like it used to be in the 60s when there was no automation. And I was fascinated. I bet
that was pretty amazing.
I could stay there for an hour, Chris. It was excellent.
Yeah, what a cool experience.
Yeah, it's the stories and being able to call up knowledge about something. It's like, yeah, this is that record that went gold in 1942. You know, those kind
Right,
of
and
things.
have a interesting discussion about it,
Yeah,
and then actually play the song.
yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll try to remember that station and put it into the chat because I'm. It's been a couple years because the events have been canceled, so I haven't been traveling out there. But
Sure.
I'll try to find it.
That's really neat.
It really was cool. It was just one of those pleasant surprises as, you know, the evening was winding down. I was like, who would have thought we were going to find a real-life radio station? You know. at this-
Broadcasting live and recording live.
Yeah. Let's see. Earthling Gaming says the best cheese is queso guyanes and the queso de mano.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I've had queso de mano. It is really good.
So I get the cheese part. What's the mono part?
That means hand.
Cheese of
So
hand?
it's like, I guess, cheese that you're expected to eat with your hands, I guess it would be.
So is it just a melty cheese? There's not like I interpret it as like they have a mix in it.
It's on the soft end, but I think it's kind of sharp. I think it's... Yeah, I remember it being really tasty. Like, not a subtle cheese.
If you want to throw it in our Discord, we would love to see more about it, recipes and such too.
I don't know that it's like a cheese that gets cooked with. Maybe it is.
Halloumi is my favorite. Breaded and deep fried or grilled with pine nuts is down.
Oh.
What is halloumi cheese like similar to?
I actually do not know.
Oh. Nah, we tried.
Alas. Well, halloumi to you too.
Caleb said cheese in the hand is better than cheese in the bush.
yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Caleb.
That's how that saying goes.
Look at Smiko says the only bad cheese is the Limburger cheese. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it is a little bit like mozzarella, isn't it? Queso de mano. Oh.
Now everyone's wanting cheese. Welcome to Cheese Lovers Day on GMS.
This is what you knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, okay, this is probably similar to when we have Pizza Day. Because everyone loves pizza. It's a Greek squeaky cheese, is what Downs said. Squeaky. Now I have a follow-up question, Downs. What's squeaky? Or is this off? Scott Chick saying it's a squeaky cheese. It's a fun cheese.
Squeaky cheese. Little squeak.
The squeaky cheese gets the grease.
Yeah.
Yum.
We're getting all these things correct today.
We got Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News coming up after this game. Those quesos I like are kind of like mozzarella but better, is what Earthling had said. And then Kate Zaid says, I want queso, spicy queso. See, Downs said spelled squeaky wrong, but I want Downs to now tell us what squeaky means. I want squeaky to become a thing. Kalaf says, where's Good Apollo to tell us about Kasu Martzu?
Oh, no.
Nope.
Let's not talk about Kasu Martzu. It's gross.
That's a big no from one Chris M.E.
No, yeah, no thank you.
You can do it on your own time, Kalaf, if you'd like. You can talk about Kasu Martzu. So, we are one of life's losers, but we're not down. It is 6:25 out on the West Coast, 9:25 out east is 2:25 for those watching GMS in the UK. Thanks for being here. Chris M.E. is the host of GMS Weekend Edition. We'll talk about that. It debuts this Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Very excited about that. Also the host of the Clip M.E. show, which is how GMS got this cool little trophy. Thank you for putting all the work in to give us a Clip of the Year trophy. It still looks really nice.
You're
it's
very
quite
welcome.
shiny still.
You deserved a trophy, for sure.
I think like, you know how sometimes like brass and other metals will start to kind of like deteriorate over the years. I don't
Yeah.
see any of that after a week and a half. So you must have put some high quality stuff in there.
Very well polished.
Oh yeah. Nice work. Nice work. You're a
Thanks.
craftsman. You're a craftsman.
Yeah. I overnighted it to you.
K-Laugh says, very well, I shall leave that wonderful knowledge to be discovered by a listener, quote-unquote, warning bugs. Good morning on to you, Bird Lover. We are a morning radio show that plays games, and right now it is time to get informed. We need the news of the day, and since hashtag video game expert Sean is not here, and since Vice video game expert Mike O is not here, here is the mayor of video game news. It's hashtag video game expert mayor, Chris M.
Call of Duty Vanguard and Warzone Pacific Season 2 are delayed to fix ongoing issues. That is from Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. Originally set to land February 1st, Season 2 will now begin 2 weeks later, on Valentine's Day, February 14. As for why, it's to allow Sledgehammer Games and the other teams behind Call of Duty Vanguard and Warzone Pacific more time to iron out issues players are experiencing across those two titles, as well as Modern Warfare. In other news, Sony lost $20 billion in market value following Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Acquisition of Activision Blizzard. That's from Emily Morrow of Esports. Sony shares fell significantly after Microsoft announced its intent to acquire Activision Blizzard for almost $70 billion yesterday. The PlayStation company's stock dropped more than 13% on the Japanese stock market on Wednesday. The most it's fallen in over a decade, according to Bloomberg. Wow, that's wild.
That's not terribly surprising in a way, but I mean, Sony's going to be in pretty good shape. I feel like all we've seen is ping pong, right? Now, Microsoft, slammed a home run ball, right? That's that big spike in ping pong where you're like, slam, right? And they have no chance to return that particular shot. It's a big deal. But Sony's going to find something.
Maybe 13% is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that might actually have seriously affected the Japanese economy. But I don't know if Sony has an answer because Microsoft continues to acquire, property, and Game Pass is an unstoppable juggernaut.
Yeah.
Xbox consoles are available. They've got everything going for themselves right now.
Yeah. I think to your point, Game Pass. What's that thing in either economics or business where it's like first movers advantage, right? So Game Pass was first to market, so no matter what PlayStation puts out, it's not going to be the same as Game Pass was. It's going to be reaction. So we'll see. I mean, I'm amazed the value that Game Pass. I think I'm even in that skeptical part where it's like they can't keep this forever, right? But they probably can.
Or can they?
I know they probably can.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not even. I don't even know which came first because PlayStation Plus existed. It just wasn't very good, and it still is not very good.
But isn't that
not enough to compete?
Isn't it still different though? Because Game Pass had a library, whereas PlayStation Plus was giving you two a month, right?
Yeah, it really was different. And that's just it. I mean, that's how Game Pass took over. Have a library available instead of just a couple games a month. Yeah. Our next news story: Halo Infinite hotfix doesn't work. Big team battle still busted. That's from Ari Notice from Kotaku. Developer 343 Industries rolled out a hotfix today, but it didn't quite work as intended. Halo community director Brian Gerard confirmed on Twitter. The hotfix, which rolled out earlier this afternoon and clocks in at approximately 1 gigabyte, addresses two small issues. One slightly tweaks the physics of the oddball in Oddball to mitigate exploits, but not that exploit. I don't know what that refers to. The other addresses service adjustments in the Big Team Battle playlist to improve matchmaking.
Have you played much Halo?
I played the beta and enjoyed it, but I was never a big Halo person. I think at that point I had moved past the arcadey, you get respawned after every death shooter, and I had moved on to Counter-Strike. where matches are a little bit more structured. It plays a little bit more like a sport. And yeah, I know friends have been excited about Halo. Brendan especially. Super wanted to, but it just kept crashing on his PC.
Yeah, I know. Super had quite the saga with that thing. Hey, it's Brendan_TTV. And I remember Kate had introduced me a lot more to Halo. I played more Halo with Kate in Saturday morning Halo parties than I have, in my entire life. Because I just never got that game. But I was never on Microsoft stuff either, so that didn't help.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I had bought an Xbox, I would have been. But it's
Probably.
fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. It's so funny, too, because Kate has really pivoted to Stardew and cozy games, Animal Crossing. But everyone still looks to Kate for the Halo parties. Hey, Kate, when's the next Halo party?
Hey, you always remember where you started from, and that's how Kate, as Princess Kate, opened things up.
353.
Right? Yep.
Out today on video game consoles: Animal Revolt Battle Simulator on the Switch, Aquamarine on PC, Black Wind on PC, Mac, Switch, PS5 on PlayStation and Xbox, Dragon Hills 2 on Switch, Expeditions Rome on PC, Fathom Betula on Xbox, Gravity Chase on Xbox, Kinduo also on Xbox, Make the Burger on Switch. I would love to make the burger. Nature on Switch, Paparazzi on Xbox, RPG Golf. They use the G twice. Legends on Switch, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Scrapknot on Switch. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction on PC, PS5, PS4, and Xbox. I don't know why I listed everything. And Stadia for that one. Warno, Steam Early Access on PC. And Windjammers 2 on PC, Switch, PlayStation X, not all PlayStations actually, PS4, Xbone, and Stadia. And your name of the morning is Jank Brain on Switch.
Wow. Jank
That was
Brain.
a lot of games.
Welcome
Jank
to
Brain.
Thursday. It's never good when your first time having to do the news is on a Thursday because you get the massive list. So, yeah, that's a bulldozer right there.
Surely.
I liked Paparazzi. I wish that had one because that was
Paparazzi
my favorite
sounds fun.
Lady Gaga song.
Yeah, Paparazzi.
You remember because Lady Gaga would go out on stage, right? And then there'd be the chorus of puppies behind her.
Right.
I remember seeing that. Like
Somewhere,
made it up in
yeah.
my head.
I'm sure it existed.
Sure.
But the game where you presumably take pictures of dogs sounds pretty good.
There are worse jobs. There are
Yeah.
worse jobs. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Last Checkpoint is here. Good moron to you, Last Checkpoint. It's good to see you. Says Halo multiplayer is fun, but got pretty stale pretty quick for me. Also, not much of a Halo fan, but would definitely join in on a big team battle with Kate Zaid. Here's what I can't get over. Whenever I was playing Capture the Flag, was that person's voice where it's like, flag dropped, flag captured, flag. And because it was a strategy where you like throw the flag ahead of you, right? And so that voice was constantly saying that, and it drove me absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, it still does to this day.
They didn't change it for Infinite at all? Gosh. Flag dropped.
Nope.
Flag
It's
captured.
classic Halo.
They have your flag. Help.
Yeah. All game.
Look, it's Myko. There are worse jobs, being the quality control person in a rectal thermometer factory. So that's what I said. There are worse jobs. There are worse jobs.
Yeah.
So being a dog photographer is not one of them. So
No,
it's a win.
I would take it.
All right. It's now 7. No, it's 6:35.
Six.
Wow. I changed where my clocks are, and the sunrise and sunset is shown for all of these time zones, and so there's always a 7 o'clock on my screen. I don't like that. I gotta find a different way to do that. But anyway, it's 6:36 West Coast, 9:36 out on the East Coast, 2:36 for those watching GMS in the UK. If you missed any of our news, please check us out on Twitter. Follow us at WatchGMS and search
Hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News.
The person to your left, that is Chris M. Yee. He is the mayor of the internet, host of the Clip ME show, and streaming at twitch.tv/Chris M. Yee. But we are excited because you're going to be hosting a show called GMS Weekend Edition, and it debuts coming up this Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Give us the overview of what we can expect on Weekend Edition.
So for Weekend Edition, this is the kind of show that you'll wake up, you'll make a cup of coffee, sit down and enjoy a recap of the week's gaming news, of the week's GMS shenanigans, and learn about some content that you may not have been aware of before that you may enjoy consuming. It'll be a panel show, a panel discussion show. I'll be joined by Austin Attack 12 every week. So that she can get her GMS fix as well as two other panelists each week. And for our first show, we will have Look It's Mike O and Kate Zaid on the panel to talk gaming, GMS, and other content.
Yeah, you and I are pretty big fans of National Public Radio and other panelist type shows. One that always comes to mind is the Sports Reporters, which used to always air like a Sunday AM time slot on ESPN. Discussion and just kind of summarizing the week that was, being able to have folks talk about it. But you also are adding this content discovery thing that I'm very intrigued by. When people join you for the show, what will they do with content discovery?
It's a little bit like show and tell. Each member of the panel will be tasked each week for bringing a content creator, on Twitch, on YouTube, could be a musician on Spotify, to share with everyone a new and interesting piece of content. They'll talk about why they enjoy it so much. If there's a Twitch clip available, we'll play that. If there is a bit of music, we'll play that. Just try to introduce you to new things that you may not have seen before.
I love it. It debuts 7 a.m. this Sunday. As you mentioned, Austin Attack will be with you. And then, of course, this week, Kate Zaid. And Look, It's Mike O. Please check it out. It'll be on the same platforms as Gaming Morning Show, GMS After Dark, and GMS Plays. This Sunday, 7 a.m. Pacific, with Chris M. Yee. Good morning on to you, Bird Lover. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here on Gaming Morning Show.
Top of the moron!
We were asking you all on National Cheese Lovers Day, what is your favorite kind of cheese? What is your least favorite kind of cheese? I don't like cheeses that end up being sour, but I don't know if blue cheese counts, because isn't blue cheese kind of a moldy type cheese that maybe has a sour taste?
It's got a funk.
It does smell, but I don't remember it being considered sour. It's like it kind of melts a little bit. But
there's varying levels of blueness in cheese, in just how much mold there is. So some blue cheese, perfectly fine, not super blue. The amount of sourness is okay. Some is just overwhelming, and I can't always do it.
Yeah, the smell is one thing, but when you take that first bite of a cheese that is supposed to be more sour flavored, and you're just it really comes out, all that smell meets that taste. You're And I wish I could have an example, because I don't. But I just know that there's been certain cheeses I've tried, and it's I don't want to have that again, please. Big pass.
It's not always pleasant. Yeah, when you have... the funny thing is that it gets worse with better blue cheeses, higher quality blue cheeses. That sour factor, it ramps up. Commercially available blue cheese, fine. Blue cheese that goes on blue cheese burgers, easy to eat, very enjoyable. I cannot do too much funk though.
Look at
Kyle can.
What's that?
Kyle can though.
K-Lav, love the funk. Of course you do, Kyle. Yeah, you get funky. We'll pass.
Not a chance. I'm eating Scrapple.
Look, It's Mike O says sour cheese isn't great, but is still delicious, and then sings this da blue di obla die. I'm blue. Yeah. Last checkpoint says blue cheese with buffalo wings are great. I mean, I like wings. I don't do buffalo because I don't like the spice, but I like barbecue wings, and still putting blue cheese on that. That's pretty legit.
Ranch, I find, fills that same gap though.
It's true. They're fairly interchangeable. Yeah, for me. Whereas I've heard like blue cheese paired with buffalo wings is more of like a legitimate pairing.
Yeah, I think that one makes more sense to kind of cut the spice or to like accent the spice. I think that one's really good.
Yeah, as someone who's, as you may know, I mention this occasionally, not too keen on the sauces. So, someone who's not a sauce connoisseur. Last checkpoint says, I also love Munster cheese melted in between two corn tortillas. I call it a quesadilla.
What an invention. I can't. Revolutionary.
Joel, that's great. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
You got to check this out. This thing's called a quesadilla.
Quesadilla, you say?
Wow. Sounds mesmerizing. Nice work.
I'm in.
I can also do a little Funks check. Hey, maybe Joel and Kyle can hang out. Would you consider eating Scrapple last checkpoint?
Scrapple. Gross.
Would you?
Scrapple and blue cheese. There you go.
So good. So good. Load last check. All right, look, it's my go rather. Arroz con pollo for lunch it is. Here's to you, cheese. Nice work.
Here's to you, cheese.
It's like those old Bud Light commercials. Today we salute you.
Oh.
Stinky cheese. Scott Chick,
Real
okay.
lunch of genius.
Back to cheese talk while I sit waiting in the car park. What are you doing waiting in the car park? Go inside. Or are you hanging out with us because you're having so much fun and you don't want to go inside yet?
That could be it entirely.
Kyle, I think we found your person. Joel said, I won't say no to Scrapple. I've had escargot and realized I have no limits or shame.
Oh. Escargot I didn't think was that bad. Oh, no.
Remind me what escargot is.
Snails.
Oh, yeah.
Snails.
Gotcha.
But, like, French preparation, garlic butter, drenched in garlic butter, you can hardly tell that you're having snail.
You can hardly tell. See, I don't like. I think why are we eating it, right? Like, this is whatever. I'll just
Why
pretend
is that a
it's something
delicacy?
else.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're a bunch of bunglers.
Well, it's just so hard to fit it into that angle. Like, if you don't know how to do that correctly.
Yeah,
I'm right there, and I thought I had it, and still just smashed it onto the the post. Let's see. Escargot equals buttery snot texture. Oh, well, you've sold me.
Yeah, that's what I look for in food. Buttery snot texture.
How would you describe this delicacy? Oh, it's like if I took my nose excrement, but I mixed it with a nice melty butter.
I had it on a cruise ship, where they do a fancy dinner, and yeah, I can say I had it.
I think that's kind of a food where sure, you got to say you've done it once, right? And oysters are not nearly as bad as those snails I imagine in my head, but like we were at the ocean, right? And someone came out with a bucket of oysters, and they were like, "You should try these." And I was like, "Well, I guess they're not getting any fresher," so I gave it a shot. And I've tried it. Do I want to do it again? Am I sitting there craving some nice oysters? Nah, not really. I tried, Chris.
Oh.
I tried.
I was right there.
See, I didn't know if I thought you were trying to center it. I didn't know you were going for it
No,
yourself.
well,
My fault.
I self-centered it. It's okay. I've had freshly shucked oysters, and it's not for me. It's so briny. I can't. It's so like ocean juicy.
Ocean juicy. Like a scene from a movie. Let's make it ocean juicy.
Yeah.
Is briny kind of like a synonym for salt?
It's salty, but it's also like the taste of the ocean. Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine. I thought I had a nice long shot there, and then I ended up missing. It's unfortunate. Let's see. Real cheese of genius. That's the new commercials that we'll make.
From Bud Light.
Yep, exactly. A funky cheese party is what Calaf is looking for. We'll do that when we do our watch parties.
Fantastic Four, B-Movie, Legends of the Hidden Temple, every MCU movie, Hackers, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies, Frozen 2, Christmas Comes to the Packland.
We'll take care of that. You can join us.
That's quite the list.
That's
I'm glad that Bob is up to date on. Nice.
I mean,
back in the game.
Well, all we've been doing is tabulating. I mean, we've been keeping a list of these things for decades now. Ever since the show started back in 1984.
Right.
We've been calculating what our first watch parties will be. So don't worry about it. We'll take care of that with a funky cheese party. You can wear pajamas too. So.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about dressing up, even though it's a fancy cheese party. Pajamas are welcomed.
Nice. I love a welcoming attire party. No way! Nice!
There, we're tied.
The slow roller.
Well, I kicked it over there, and I was like, I'm going to hit it again, but I'm like, nope, there's no one here, so I just decided to run behind it and block anybody. Mm-hmm. It worked well.
Nice.
Last checkpoint says, escargot, buttery snot texture. I can't get that out of my brain now. I'm just... That's all I can think about is buttery snot texture.
That's, yeah. It's a lot.
So gross. Scott Chick picking up my mom from work. Dad's out of action right now. Therefore, I'm not going inside because that would involve peopling with little people. So, fair enough. Fair enough. You can hang out with us instead, Scott Chick. We're here for you. Even though I have not a cat to pet.
Alas.
Now, do you do the whole cheese and wine thing, or is it mostly just the food element?
It's a little of both. My my de facto brother-in-law is a professional sommelier, so we get I get to drink very good wine at their place.
Nice.
I don't know a lot about wine. I wish I knew more, but like I don't have to know more thanks to him.
Nice shot.
Or I could learn more from him, but whatever he serves is always really excellent. That was his shot.
Hey, listen, it went in the net, didn't it?
Yeah.
All planned. All.
Uh-huh.
There was a show when my kids
come on.
were littler. It was on Disney Junior. We watched it. It was called Secret Agent Oso, and it was about this bear who was a secret agent but was like not really good at it, and so it kind of always stumbled into the solution, accidentally. And Oso's phrase was, "It's all part of the plan," more or less, and that's kind of what that shot was. It was all part of the plan, more or less. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Scott Chick says, I have a delightfully and somewhat perhaps embarrassing cheese-related selfie somewhere in the back of my photo albums. Well, by all means, if there's a place to share that, it's us.
In the Discord. Wow, I shot you up into the air.
Whee! You scored me, in fact. I went into the net, so.
Nice.
Well, we had Ruggs yesterday play 5 Questions GMS. Nice. Winners!
Yeah.
Which we will put on our YouTube page. We weren't able to get the standalone video out yesterday, but you could watch it if you would be so inclined by going to youtube.com/GamingMorningShow and catch the live VOD, if you will. But we'll put up the standalone one tomorrow. And Ruggs talked about on Museum Selfie Day having several museum selfies. So if we can get Ruggs' museum selfies and Scott Chick's cheese selfies, I mean, come on. It's a pretty good week in Discord.
There's pretty good stuff in the Discord this week, honestly.
Yeah, please check it out. We have our link there. You can always go to gamingmorningshow.tv/where-to-find-GMS as well. Hey, it's 6:50 West Coast, 9:50 East, 2:50 out, watching GMS in the afternoon. Let's do birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday to celebrate with us, please let us know because we would love to celebrate with you. We also have a story coming up about a Missouri highway and Batman.
Yeah. Batman.
Where's Rachel?
I hear Will Arnett's voice way more often than I should at this point for Batman
Because of the Lego movie?
Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really good.
And he's going to be in something else I just saw the other day. Will Arnett's the host of Lego Masters on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of Batman jokes that come up. So, there you go. Top of the moron to you, Jack. It's good to see you.
Top of the moron.
Jack showed up, said, "Food moron. First time my greeting is actually related to the topic." And chat, what's a recommended vegan cheese? You had asked that earlier, so thanks for reiterating it, Jack. If anyone has any vegan cheese recommendations, please share them with Jack, or of course you can put those in our Discord as well. Of all the days not to have Austin on the show, Jack. Of all the days. Let's see, birthdays celebrating today. Musician Paul Stanley turns 70 today.
Don't know Paul Stanley.
Stanley makes all those really cool like measuring tapes.
I think this is someone else.
Love those tools. Paul Stanley turns 70. Apparently is part of Kiss.
Of Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like, according to this picture, and also assuming they all wear the same makeup every single time, is the one with the star over the eye.
Ah, gotcha.
So, there you go. Astronaut Buzz Aldrin turns 92 today.
That's something.
Would you go to space?
Yeah.
What's your hesitancy?
I mean, death.
Yeah. I could see
Getting
how that's
stranded out in space.
Have you ever seen Passengers?
No, I haven't.
Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
I did not see that one.
Yeah, so the whole premise is they're going to like many galaxies far, far away. So they're in like a time capsule sleep thing. And Chris Pratt's character wakes up Jennifer Lawrence's character because his pod malfunctions. So he doesn't want to be by himself. So he wakes her up and then becomes a thing and whatnot. But yeah, I think there's lots of things that could go wrong. So if you're a little afraid of those things, then I get it. But you gotta go to space. Come on, it's neat. It's a whole different place.
I'm pretty happy here.
Okay. Fair enough.
In space.
Director David Lynch turned 76 today.
He's fantastic.
You're gonna have to help me. I have no clue. I can tell you that David's daughter Jennifer is also a director, but Twin Peaks.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay. Twin Peaks. Comedian Bill Maher turned 66 today. Was awarded a Hollywood Walk of Fame star in 2010. Lorenzo Lamas turned 64 today.
Good for you, Lorenzo Lamas.
Lorenzo Fernando Lamas, according to this.
Sure.
It's middle name. Was on the red carpet at the Lorenzo Lamas and Victoria Lamas attending the 4th annual Roger Neal Oscar Viewing Dinner Icon Awards, an after party at the Hollywood Palladium on February 24th, 2019.
Palladium.
That's what I said. Palladium.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's happening again. Why does this happen to me? I made a mistake. It's brutal. Actor Rainn Wilson turns 56.
Love Rainn Wilson. Love The Office. He plays Dwight, and he may never play another role nearly as iconic, but he may be okay with that. It's a pretty iconic role.
See, I was going to ask you, has Rainn Wilson done anything else other than The Office?
He's been in stuff, but nothing of note.
One of my favorite things I've seen Rainn do is interview Billie Eilish, because apparently Billie is a huge Office fan, and it's a YouTube video and maybe it's even Rainn's like thing. Maybe it's on Rainn's channel, and she was such a big fan that he was asking trivia questions, and she was finishing some of the questions before he even got them out of his mouth. Like it was almost too easy for her. So
Billie Eilish, native of the Highland Park neighborhood of Los Angeles.
Love that part of town.
It's a pretty cool part.
That I myself have been to. Actress Stacey Dash turns 55 from Clueless fame. Appeared in several episodes of Saint Elsewhere early in her career, according to Cleveland.com.
Yeah, she's become a news pundit and not a very good one.
TV host Melissa Rivers turns 54 today.
Good job having a birthday, Melissa Rivers.
Once appeared on Hell's Kitchen as a restaurant patron. So, there you go.
Oh.
Melissa Rivers, is that related to Joan Rivers?
That's her daughter.
Okay, thank you. Hefty Wife has a crush on Skeet Ulrich, who turns 52 today.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I understand that she may be the only one, but yeah. Because wasn't Skeet Ulrich in like the first Scream?
Was he really?
I don't know. I might be.
I actually didn't know that.
I can't remember. There's a movie or a show that Skeet was in.
Oh yeah, in Scream.
Yeah, that Skeet was in that really, like, changed the path of those two. But I can't remember what the hell it was. So that's not doing you any good.
Those two being him and your wife?
Yeah. So there was a TV series, and so Skeet was going this direction, and then my wife saw the TV series, and then started going this direction, and that's where their two worlds collided.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because she was a viewer of his television program.
Right.
Questlove turns 51, the drummer for The Roots.
Awesome.
Yes.
Fantastic human being.
The story behind how The Roots said yes to being Jimmy Fallon's house band for The Tonight Show is great, because, I mean, that was a big call for Jimmy Fallon to make, where it's like, hey, would you be willing to do this show every single day? And they said yes, but I do love them as the house band, especially Questlove. They do some funny things on that show. So.
Yeah, they're awesome together.
And then they have the bits, I think it was Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon did the hashtag bit on YouTube. And Questlove's role is to go in there and tell him to shut that up. So,
yeah,
really good.
Quite enjoy that.
Actor Evan Peters turns 35.
Still plays a somewhat mysterious, or his future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe still mysterious. Plays Quicksilver.
Mayor of Easttown. Is he in that? That is
also a show he is in.
Okay, thank you. I've heard that's pretty good.
I haven't seen it myself. It's won awards, so
Kate Winslet,
probably pretty good.
So I've heard she can act. So
yeah, she's pretty okay.
Top of the moron.
Good moron.
To Ruggs. Ruggs is here, as well as yesterday's Billy Thundergun Award winner Hauser is here. Good moron to you. We're doing birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday of someone you know and you want us to wish them a happy birthday, please let us know. We're going through some of the celebrity birthdays today.
We've got a drummer birthday.
Technically, Chris, we have two. I'll do the first one. Drummer George Grantham of Poco is 75 today.
Nice. Drummer Rob Borden of Linkin Park is 43.
Mm-hmm. Now, did Linkin Park, obviously Chester's no longer with us, but did they ever have replacement band members while Chester was still here, or did they pretty much stay together from?
I don't think so. I think they were together the whole time.
Yeah, so it's because I always feel like drummers, for some reason, the ones it's well, is that the original drummer, right? Because even the Beatles, there was a drummer before Ringo, right? So
there was.
I always wondered about that for some reason.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Any other birthdays you want to mention?
Singer Edwin McCain, who sang "I'll Be." I'll be. I know that song really stuck with me back in the late 90s. It was a sappy love song, but it was good.
There's a comedian George Burns, who's no longer with us, had a birthday on January 20th. I just remember George Burns mostly because of my grandmother, because there was a movie called, I think, Oh God, You Devil, or something like that George Burns played both, well, God and the devil. Listen,
Sure.
I'm going to be honest with you. No clue if it holds up today, because I remember watching it when I was like 11 with my grandma, okay? But it was a pleasant memory at the time, so I hope everything's good with that movie. And if you've never seen it, then clearly you can't tell me, but yeah, I remember George Burns for that reason. So.
Gotcha.
All right, next hour we have a top 10 list. It's National Cheese Lovers Day, chat. So we're asking you questions about cheese. A lot of good answers so far. A lot of Gouda answers.
So Gouda.
Yep. So Gouda. So if you have a cheese that you really like, please let us know. Rug says, good thing I took the day off work today since it's National Cheese Lovers Day, and I am one. Well, please let us know more about your favorite kind of cheeses. Downs has said, there is literally nothing in space. It's like a vacuum. To which Earthling replied, lies, Downs. There are twerking aliens, I believe.
I believe too.
It's a good emote, not going to lie. Good emote. Checkpoint also added, the movie Super with Rainn was pretty funny. Has to leave, go to a meeting, but if you want to watch Super with Rainn Wilson, pretty good movie. All right.
I'll check it out.
We'll talk more coming up next hour. Sports as well. With Chris
See you
Emme.
then.
Chris Emme is the host of GMS Weekend Edition, launches this Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Please check it out. And we'll be right back with more Gaming Morning Show. It is Thursday, January 20th, 2022.
Hi, I'm Bob from Gaming Morning Show. You know, the voice from the box. As the proud owner of an amazing voice, I, like many of you, am familiar with the amazing voice of our friend Austin Attack. Her very popular music is available as a points redemption on her stream at twitch.tv/AustinAttack12. However, it is Austin's sound effects that are the real hidden gem. So today, we are offering you the greatest sound effects ever created by Austin Attack. Previously, these individual sound effects were only available for easy in-home playback by searching hours of VODs. But now, thanks to GMS, you can listen to these one-of-a-kind sound effects with our special edition 16 CD, 35 cassette tape, 1 Laserdisc set. For the first time, you can own Austin saying, "Beach."
Beach.
Plus, who can forget Austin makes a car
What
noise?
sound do cars make? Vroom, vroom.
Or that time that Austin tried to make the noise a dodgeball makes.
And then like a ball, like, like.
No.
I was trying to make like a dodgeball sound.
And if you order now, we'll include the best of Grimm sound effects at no additional charge.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Grimm! Get the best of Austin Attack's special effects collection by sharing random cat pictures in our Discord. Please keep in mind this collection is fictitious, and you'll never actually receive anything, except our love. And isn't that better anyway? Order your collection. Austin Attack. Songs for the beach.
Beach.
By calling 555, put it on a pancake, or visit our website, GamingMorningShow.tv. Our fulfillment department is standing by, which means you'll probably never see anything. They're so fired. Put it on a pancake! Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, list of the day and sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningShow.tv. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thanks for being with us wherever you may be. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. The person to your left is the one and only Chris M., host of GMS Weekend Edition, which launches this Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific Time. Go to our Discord today. I will put in an event for the launch, the premiere, the debut episode of the show. What are we going to be expecting coming up 7 a.m. this Sunday?
We are going to be expecting a news discussion. We'll talk about some of the Twitch drama with Pokemon getting hate rated and the person who did that getting permabanned. We will discuss The Sims getting flexible pronouns and kind of the broader implications of that. We'll look back at some of the clips of the day from this very show right here. And we'll also meet some new content creators, or perhaps new to you, so that you can enjoy some new content.
Yeah, content discovery. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, the whole thing is going to be great. And you and I, again, share this common love of NPR, right? So you look at something like an NPR Weekend Edition. You look at shows that usually air, even news magazine type shows. It's not the same because that's more 60 minutes and such. But some of those shows like Meet the Press or something that happens on a Sunday morning. Like, I like those kind of form shows. Sports Reporters was the one that was on ESPN for the longest time. It's not exactly what we're doing, but it's similar, right? Panelist type based things.
Right.
And we really appreciate you getting to be on with GMS every single week. I mean, that's really cool too.
I'm really excited for that. I obviously enjoy everything that GMS offers quite a bit. I think this is a nice weekend offering that will help give people a way to kind of relax and enjoy their weekends and take in some new content.
We were talking about National Cheese Lovers Day. We're asking you, what's your favorite kind of cheese? What is your least favorite kind of cheese? Hauser said, I like a good Gouda cheese or provolone, to which you replied both fine choices, and I mentioned provolone is my go-to for sandwiches. And so whether I'm getting more assembly line type sub sandwich like a Subway, or I'm getting one at more of a, I don't know, I'm going to call it a fancy sub shop. I don't know if that's the right terminology, right?
Fancy.
An artisan sub shop. But if they have provolone, that's one of my go-tos for sure. I love provolone cheese.
I think it's a fantastic sandwich cheese. My order at like Subway has not changed since I was a kid, which is probably one of my failings. Like I just can't let go. But it is the cold cut combo, and as it has come with since the beginning of time, it comes with the white American cheese on there. And it's like, why do I enjoy this? As an adult who can make other choices, it doesn't make sense. And yet I still go back there every time.
You said, as a kid, this was my order. My brain went, it's going to be the cold cut trio, because that was what I swear almost every kid who ate at Subway got. And I do remember the American cheese. What happened to me was one day I found out that American cheese, by and large, is called American cheese product because it's not real cheese. And Kraft singles are probably made of things I just don't want to put in my body. And so ever since then, no matter how great or wonderful American cheese is, I can't do it. Can't do it. Hurts my soul.
I mean, I can appreciate it because it has purpose. Like it's way creamier than cheddar. So on a burger, like, it often can make sense. You get that cheese flavor and some creaminess, which you might not be getting elsewhere on that burger.
Aura, good morning to you, Aura. Thanks for being here.
Top of the moron.
Said, speaking of cheese, I have goat's cheese and crackers for lunch. That's not bad.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I haven't had goat cheese
I
in a
quite
while.
enjoy goat cheese.
Yeah, when I've had it, it's been really, really yummy. So
because you get some of that sourness without it being blue, without you getting the funk. I think it's delicious.
all I can hear now is some sort of blue cheese parody based on like an Earth, Wind, and Fire song about funk, and just I can hear it in my head. Me and Super might have to make something later.
Kyle's got the funk.
He really likes that funk. Kyle's got the funk.
There's the song. That's it.
Hauser said least favorite, speaking of funk, blue cheese. Any cheese that looks and smells rotten even before you eat it, that is a problem.
I can respect that opinion.
Oh, and you had an epiphany during break. You forgot about a certain cheese.
Feta cheese is incredible. Again, another one that's on the sour side. I think it goes so well on so many things. You know, a salad, French feta with a deli meat and cucumbers. Doing it kind of the Persian way is delicious. Like salami, little salami, French feta, cucumber. Amazing.
Nice. Yeah, I like fresh salads, especially with feta cheese. My wife made something the other day that looked delicious, except it had garbanzo beans in it, and I cannot do it. I've tried so many times. The fact that we got to the point where I like black beans was amazing, and then we had a chili sometime during the pandemic, so it's been within the last 2 years, where it was maybe a kidney bean. It was definitely not pinto beans, so I'm gonna guess it's kidney. And I ate it, and I go, that wasn't that bad, which for me is high praise to beans. But I have tried garbanzo beans numerous times in the last 2 years, and it's just, I can't do it, no matter how they're prepared. The texture of those things is just awful.
Is it that it's crumbly? Like,
kind of, yeah. Yeah, like it like pops and then becomes like that crumbly sound or a feel, and then it tastes, whatever that flavor is, it tastes like something I don't want to eat anymore. So I can't stomach it. It's gross.
It's a bean that doesn't have that much flavor, but
I know
the crumbly texture I can see.
And so maybe it is purely texture, and I'm like trying to describe it as a flavor, and maybe it's just purely texture. Like the whole thing is texture. So
yeah, I can see it.
Good moron.
Yeah, how do you feel about hummus?
The moron.
To KJ, good moron. Feta is so good. Goat cheese is the best, though, says KJ. Yeah, you said you're on the goat cheese bandwagon, right?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Quiet said more like garbage beans. Am I right? Keith Zade, I love goat cheese on crackers. Agreed. Oh, yeah, this is where you got the hummus thing. So, K-Laugh asks, hummus? No, I don't like hummus, because hummus is a dip.
Too much of a sauce?
Dips are like sauces, and so, as we know, I love pita chips. I can and I could throw some hummus on there and pretend I could look at you and be like, this is so much better. But it's not. I could eat pita chips or pita bread just by itself or with something like butter on it or something. It's not gonna happen.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
Gravy is a sauce. Sauces are
Sure,
dressings, and marinades are early to the party.
All right. It's now 7:17 out on the West Coast. We didn't do this day in gaming history, so my apologies. That's on me. Midway released Mortal Kombat 4 this day in 1998. Mortal Kombat 4 version 3.0. K. Polson keeps track of versions of certain arcade games. 2004, Vivendi releases Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And then in 2015, Resident Evil HD came out for a variety of machines. Did you play Baldur's Gate or Resident Evil HD?
I was not into Baldur's Gate. Resident Evil HD, yes. I played. Oh boy, a friend of mine had a PlayStation way before I did, and he had Resident Evil. And it was great, revolutionary. Although it had the worst camera system probably of any game I've ever played. But it was original PlayStation. It looked pretty bad. So the HD re-release, I think, did a lot for it. Made it enjoyable for a modern audience. I think it's good.
Yeah, we talked about that because I was flying solo on this show last week, I want to say, and I tried to recreate that iconic scene when the zombie first turns around from the original Resident Evil. And I was describing that. It didn't scare me that much, but to someone's point, it might have been quiet. The difference between playing that game on the original PlayStation and then watching it in HD, like, it's night and day. So. Let's see. Hummus is not a sauce, according to Aura. It's a garnish? It's not a garnish, it's a dip.
I mean, it often accompanies dishes, but I don't think it's exactly a garnish. Oh,
you had great position.
I struck it entirely wrong.
But you did wonderfully to get in the right spot. That was great. I love that. I was like, we were on the same page. And then of course that happens. It's a garnish. It's not a garnish. That's hilarious. KJ is saying a prediction. According to Ryan, hummus is a sauce, queso is a soup, ranch is good. I mean, ranch is unnecessary, but
what? Completely untrue.
You're gonna
Ryan, get the ball, Ryan.
They were slower than I thought they would be. You're gonna laugh, but I actually don't mind dry salads either. So, like,
what?
Sometimes I like them. I'll give you a for instance. Okay, so you just take a regular iceberg house salad, okay, and then you just take some nice Parmesan cheese, some salt and pepper, put on top of that thing. It's just as good as any dressing.
I think that can be true. Do you ever do a little lemon juice?
Ooh, I haven't really done like that. I've always stayed away from like vinaigrettes and things, which is beyond what you're describing, but I could try that. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could also do lemon juice and a salad oil or even just olive oil, salt and pepper.
Yeah, I love salt and pepper. I think I've found that kind of like my favorite dressing right now is probably Italian dressing, but you put like just a little light dusting on it. Like, it doesn't have to be a lot. A base layer.
A base layer of Italian dressing?
Yep. Yeah, a nice little base coat. A primer.
Centered.
I know. Our guy kicked me out of the way, but scored it, so it works. A primer of Italian dressing works.
A primer?
Fine. Yep. Yeah. There you go. K-Laugh says that tracks on texture bit, though. Most hummus is chickpeas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it reminds me of every time that I dip. Oh, sorry, teammate. Every time I dip into it, that's exactly what it reminds me of. Is
but
that
some of them are
texture.
really smooth.
Maybe they are. Yeah, I backed our poor teammate into the goal because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh.
Let's see what else is going on. Loved me some Baldur's Gate, according to K-Laugh. I never have heard of Baldur's Gate. I have no clue what it is.
I was never that kind of RPG, not that style of RPG player. Oh,
Nice try. Ranch is gross, says Kate Zade.
I love Ranch. I think it has many fine applications. Some people overuse it and will put it on everything. I think that is not good. But I think Ranch is delightful.
Do you put it on pizza?
Sometimes.
Okay. What else could it be used for? I guess we talked about chicken wings earlier, so clearly
Yeah.
that's something.
Nuggets, tenders. So a lot of chicken.
Yeah, I've come to like barbecue sauce for chicken tenders.
I think it's good.
Especially grocery store chicken tenders, those just seem to hit differently.
They do. Absolutely.
What's the big grocery chain down in Southern California?
Ralph's, which is Kroger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Safeway is my favorite chicken strips.
Mm-hmm.
So. That's going to be kind of centered. Far right side. Let's see what else. Ranch is gross. Don't have a sauce. Have mac and cheese on top. And what are you talking about, Aura?
Yeah, what are we... Who
like,
is...
pita bread or something? What are we talking about?
These are some elaborate combinations.
Listen, Aura, I still can't get over hummus as a garnish. Like, when have you ever seen, like, your plate served, but then there was some nice hummus on top of it?
Just a dash of hummus.
A dash of hummus. That sounds like the name of, like, a cookbook that's tailored to, like, garnishes or something like that. Just a dash of hummus.
Oh.
Nice. I got this. Oh, no!
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I said it late. Uncle Dan's original Southern Ranch seasoning mixed in some plain goat yogurt is so good, according to KJ.
Curious about this Uncle Dan's.
That seems discordable, KJ. Gotta share it with us. Can we use promo code DiscBrick10 and save on our first order?
Oh, come on.
Coming up on List of the Day, we're going to give you 10 crazy facts about cheese. So not 10 types of cheese. We're just going to give you facts about cheese.
Cheese facts. Yeah, we've had plenty of discussion about types of cheese.
Correct. But have we talked about crazy facts?
Nope.
Not yet. Quiet said that
That's what
Resident
we
Evil HD, by the way, was the first Resident Evil game for Quiet. Ever.
Oh, nice.
What system did that come out on, Quiet? Was that PlayStation 3, I'm guessing?
It was on the PlayStations.
So close.
You were very close.
How did I blow someone up?
With Extreme Prejudice.
Like, I was just kind of flying over and my wheel touched the top of their head. Like, shouldn't have been enough to blow them up. Like to see a replay of that. Kate Zaid says, I want hummus and falafel to get the full fill of chickpeas.
All the chickpeas.
I will pass. I will pass, Kate Zaid. We're in one of those dreaded overtime games, Chris.
Have we? No. One game today has not gone to overtime.
Oh, no! Nice.
It's out.
No, Zach. I thought you were going gonna swing behind me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Zach. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
This is tense.
I was gonna say. Nice job. We're gonna win this game, chat. This is for
all the marbles.
Somebody who we would win a game for. I can't think of anybody who.
For all
really
the cheeses.
This is for all the cheeses in the world.
Oh!
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful game, chat. It's a beautiful game. All right, that was for you, Gouda.
So good.
Hey, it's 7:28 West Coast time. It's 10:28 out on the East. It's 3:28 for those watching GMS in the UK. I still don't get the mac and cheese comment. Aura's going to go, actually, hummus is technically a meal, says Aura. We just decide to do it as a garnish. What?
I mean, okay.
Fair enough. Aura, I'm just gonna smile and nod on this one because I don't picture it as garnish unless for some reason maybe dips and garnishes are similar in your area of the world, perhaps. I don't know.
Just a spoonful of hummus helps the pita go down.
Quiet said Bacon doesn't want to hear about your ranch blasphemy.
Oh.
Wow, did I say ranch is unnecessary? K-Lap says ranch is unnecessary. Newest contender for most ridiculous Ryan food statement of the year. That's true. I did probably say it.
You did say that. You did.
Yeah, unnecessary. It's fine, but it's unnecessary. So, Gay Pride, Aura, thank you for the hosts on Twitch. We certainly appreciate it. Bird Lover, thank you again for the follow. And then Mike, thank you for the like on Facebook Gaming, especially on Facebook Gaming. Likes and reactions and all that stuff really help. But it's good to see you. We were talking about cheeses. We're going to get into top 10 crazy cheese facts in just a little bit, Gay Pride. And everyone else who's joining us. Top of the Moron. Thank you, KJ, for the host on Twitch as well. KJ says, I am... Oh, go ahead.
Auditor 3D. Go cards, they say.
I am a big fan of BBQ, is what KJ says. Oh, of barbecue sauce. Yes.
Oh.
Of course. Quiet I'm Gaming. It was on GameCube that played Resident Evil HD. I was a Nintendo kid mostly when growing up. Wow. I see what you're saying. Good morning to you, Auditor 3D. We are a morning radio show that plays games. Thank you for being here. The person on the left side of your screen is Chris M. Yee. He is the host of the Clip ME show every other Saturday on Chris ME's channel, which you can find twitch.tv/ChrisME, and will be the new host of GMS Weekend Edition, which debuts this Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific Time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Hauser gave us Chris that was a Gouda shot.
Nice.
Gouda
Delicious.
Shot. Get it?
Delicious shot.
Auditor, we're going to do 10 crazy facts about cheese. This is from Dan Myers of Daily Mail. So, if you
Daily
haven't...
Meal.
They should. Dude, does the Daily Mail have a Daily Meal section that's their food section?
This does not seem related to the Daily Mail, so they missed the boat on that one.
Oh, I am saying Daily Mail. This is from the Daily Meal.
Yep.
That's a shame. I was so excited. Still excited, but
Still excited, yeah.
All right, so dailymeal.com. All things food and drink. Dan Myers from June of 2016. Subtitled, Cheese is one of the world's most wonderful and bizarre foods. So let's take a look at this list. Some facts. Again, this is not types of cheese. We've done a lot of that. What is your favorite cheese? What is your least favorite cheese?
One.
Number one is 10 pounds of milk goes into every pound of cheese.
That's quite a bit of milk.
That seems like a lot of milk. Interesting.
But I kind of always thought of cheese like compressed milk, I guess. So
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if you want to make a pound of cheese, the author writes, you have to start with at least 10 pounds of milk, which makes sense when you think about it, because you're removing nearly all the liquid from liquid. So, I mean, that's a good point. When you stop and think about it, it makes sense.
2,
Stands to reason. It's great for your teeth. Cheese is high in calcium, which is good for bones and teeth. And some varieties help stimulate saliva production, which eliminates sugar and acids from your mouth.
Saliva.
Yeah, make you salivate.
I had to do one of those COVID tests where you spit into the cup.
Yeah.
So you need to produce saliva. I guess I should have had cheese before I went.
I was just thinking that you have to produce so much saliva for that test. It's like I was just standing around forever, like spitting into a little specimen cup.
I got more bubbles than I think I realized. So never thought this much about saliva in my life.
3,
Hey, eating cheese, if you're having trouble sleeping, it can apparently help. This was a British cheese board study. I always get a little skeptical when a study comes from a
They
group.
may be biased.
Yeah, I get a little skeptical. I'm not saying it's always the case. I'm just saying I get a little skeptical. But according to the study, high amounts of amino acid tryptophan in cheese helps you sleep. So eating a piece or two before going to sleep can help you fall asleep a little bit more quickly.
4,
Tryptophan, that's what's in turkey that makes you fall asleep.
Makes sense.
Number 4, some cheeses are safe for lactose intolerant people to eat. Since lactose is a type of sugar, the less sugar found in a cheese, the less lactose. And the older a cheese is, the less sugar in it. Natural aged cheeses like Parmesan and Reggiano should be fine for lactose intolerant people to digest.
KJ's asking, is this speaking of cow's milk cheese or all kinds of cheese?
5,
I get the impression that it's mostly cow's milk, but I could be wrong. You all right?
Marzu has made a reappearance.
What happened now?
Read the next one.
Totally independent and science. Oh, no. You're talking about the next. Oh, no. No. You're so excited.
5,
I'm not excited.
Quite possibly
We couldn't avoid it.
bizarre cheese on Earth and featured on TV shows including Bizarre Foods. Kasu Marzu is a pecorino wheel that's studded with holes and left outside. Flies lay eggs inside the cheese. Again, the headline, by the way, is maggot cheese is a thing. They lay eggs inside the cheese, and then the resulting maggots eat their way through the cheese, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The whole mess is then eaten, maggots optional, and it's considered a delicacy in its native Sardinia.
Kyle, there it is, baby.
We opened the show. We were talking about cheeses. Kalaf referenced Apollo and said, hey, we're going to talk about Kasu Marzu, aren't we? And someone, I think it might have been Chris, was like, no, we're not. And we avoided that. But even when you think you have something something safe,
6,
it finds its way to squeak in. So
Moose cheese, also a thing. Moose cheese is one of the rarest foods on Earth. In fact, only 3 moose in the world are used to produce cheese. They all live in Bjursholm, Sweden, and produce milk for a company called the Elk House. Because the cheese is produced in such limited quantity, it sells for about $450 a pound.
that's a lot of money for cheese. So if you want, chat, during the break, we can play you the Moose book in honor of moose cheese, if you would like. We would do that for you.
7,
We would, I promise. The same bacterium is responsible for both smelly cheese and smelly feet.
You got all the good ones.
Oh my gosh. See, this makes it even worse, right? Like, listen, as we know, I don't have like a foot thing because I clearly will touch my feet all the time. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But the fact that apparently the bacterium called Brevibacterium linens is responsible for both smelly feet and smelly cheese. So if you ever sit there and be like, man, this cheese smells like feet,
8,
makes sense.
Yep. The world's most expensive cheese is made with donkey milk. A Serbian donkey milk called Pool is widely regarded as the most expensive cheese on Earth, fetching upwards of $600 per pound. Only about 100 donkeys are milked for Pool, and the cheese is smoked after it's made.
Pule.
Pule.
Mules are better than horses. Myko, don't you think that's true? 9.
Scientists have only recently discovered what makes holes in cheese. So, I have not talked about Swiss cheese this whole time. I love Swiss cheese.
Yep.
It's delicious.
It's a good cheese.
It's a good sandwich cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like ham and Swiss. Classic combination. Carbon dioxide released by bacteria is responsible for the holes in Swiss cheese. And if you go and check out a study by a Swiss laboratory, they will find out that tiny flecks of hay in the milk also cause them. Microscopic. These are like the microplastics of cheese, but they're hay. They make bigger holes as the cheese matures.
0.
Super interesting. KJ said, where are the Front Brothers? Where are the Front Brothers when you need them? Purveyors of exotic cheeses. Anyway, number 10, mice don't actually like cheese. Cheese-loving mice are an accepted part of life, like cats liking tuna. But in reality, mice prefer grains, fruits, and man-made foods that are high in sugar, and tend to turn up their noses at very smelly foods like cheese. A 2006 study found that mice actively avoid cheese and dairy in general. Wow.
All right, well, there you go. That's 10 crazy facts about cheese from Dan Myers of The Daily Meal. You can read that list there. Wow, I feel like we learned so much. For example, expensive cheese comes from donkeys.
I learned that we cannot avoid Kasu Marzu as much as we try to.
We tried really, really hard, Chris. It didn't work.
Yeah, tried. I also want to go back to something Quiet said. When you said pecorino, he said pecorino. Woof woof.
I have to do two things. There you go. Wienerino. Brendan goes, I Googled Kasu Marzu. I have regrets.
Do not Google that.
Sorry, Brendan. Top of the Moron to you, Lady Undead. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Top of the Moron.
We are a morning radio show that plays games. Today we're asking about National Cheese Lovers Day. So what's your favorite kind of cheese, Lady Undead? Do you have one to bring? I think we've covered quite a spectrum of cheese, Chris.
We have. This is a community of cheese lovers, clearly.
Quiet goes, don't smoke cheese, kids. It'll mess up your mind.
What if there are any Swedish cheeses that Lady Undead knows of?
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, share away, Lady Undead. Let's take a look at a story from Missouri. This is David Williams, Chris, of CNN, talking about a Missouri highway and a Batman cell phone alert that was blasted out by mistake. What exactly happened in Missouri?
So, an emergency alert mistakenly sent to mobile devices Tuesday by Missouri State Highway Patrol asked residents of Gotham City to be on the lookout for a purple and green 1978 Dodge 3700 GT. The sedan with license plate "You Kid Me" sounds a lot like the cars used by the Joker's goons in the 1989 Batman movie. It turns out there is no Gotham City in Missouri, and the message was sent in error during a test, apparently by someone with an impressive knowledge of the vehicles used in the movie that pits characters played by Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson against each other. Quote unquote. This was meant to be a test message. There was no alert, the law enforcement agency soon posted on social media. Similar errors by other public agencies sometimes have sparked real concern and also gotten corrected quickly. Missouri State Highway Patrol has been conducting a routine test of Missouri's Blue Alert system when the message was sent to wireless devices around the state, the agency said in a news release. Quote unquote, the patrol regularly tests the Blue Alert system to ensure it works properly when needed. During the test, an option was incorrectly selected, allowing the message to be disseminated to the public.
Oh, no. You
At least
Kid
it
Me
was a
was the
fun test.
license plate?
You Kid Me. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Who's your favorite Joker of all time?
Oh, that's a really good question because they're all so different. Certainly not the last one, but both Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger brings something so different to the role.
Yeah.
I think they're both brilliant.
I really liked Jack Nicholson's version of it, but that was also more like when I was watching movies more regularly, so I don't know if I'm giving enough credit to Jared Leto or was it Joaquin Phoenix who played the Joker, like in the movie, right?
Oh, right. I should have mentioned that one.
So, but like I remember watching Heath Ledger's, and I was like, I like this person.
Oh,
like,
he gave me chills.
Exactly.
Absolute chills.
Right? Like there was nothing about that performance where at any point you were like, oh, that's an actor. Like I just thought it was a person. So.
Yeah, and it was frightening. It was a really frightening portrayal.
You laughed out loud because we've been talking about cheeses, and Meowster KJ said, "Where are the Fromp brothers? You referenced them. Who are the Fromp brothers?"
That is Look It's Mike O and Pickle Feets' characters in Red Dead Redemption 2 roleplay. They play two brothers. One has a Bayou accent for God knows what reason. And they seek animals, exotic animals, so that they can milk them and make cheese from the milk. It's quite the enterprise in the Wild West.
See, is it an enterprise? Considering have they even made a single cheese yet?
No, they have yet to make. They have yet to milk a unusual animal in order to get its cheese. In order to make its cheese.
We linked through to Look It's Myco. You can watch Look It's Myco streaming on Twitch, host of GMS, but also member of the Fromp Brothers. And you can find the schedule or follow Mike on Twitter, because Mike will let you know when there's going to be a Fromp Brothers stream. It's quite entertaining with our friend Pickle Feets as well. KJ says, I love a good aged Swiss, and mentioned mice love peanut butter. Kate Zaid replied, I too love peanut butter. I mean, I too love peanut butter. Peanut butter is delicious. It's amazing. The only person I know who actually doesn't like peanut butter is Sean.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Because I know that there's many who can't have peanut butter because of allergies, right? But
for him, it's a preference.
Yeah, for those who can, I've never really heard too many people who are like I've heard lots of people who are like me. I can't stand crunchy peanut butter. Like it's my nemesis.
It's gotta be smooth for you.
Exactly, but I love peanut butter. The only caveat I suppose I could add is I don't love all peanut butter like flavored things. I love Reese's peanut butter, candies and stuff, but I don't necessarily love like peanut butter cookies.
Sure. I think that's fair. Sometimes peanut butter stuff can be very sweet. But on the whole, I do enjoy it. I'm shocked that Sean does not like peanut butter.
Yeah. Like, doesn't even like peanut butter candies.
Wow. It appears that Sean is not perfect after all.
Sean's not even here to defend himself. It's rough. It's rough. Hey, it's Brendan_TTV says, the way that Ween Arena has a hold of my soul.
Yeah, same.
It's a good song. Good song. You can thank my kids for that one, so.
Thank you, hefty kids.
Is it Pecorino? Is that how I'm supposed to say that?
No, it's Pecorino.
Pecorino.
But because you said Pecorino, that led to that wonderful callback.
Nice. I do what I can for you. You would ask Lady and Dead.
For the people.
Favorite cheeses. Favorite Swedish cheeses. Hergard. I don't know how to pronounce that probably even close to correctly. I just watched this person just see that no one's gonna stop and just comes up and goes boop boop. So can you describe that to us, Lady Undead? What's
I've
Hergard?
Never heard of that.
Well, and even our resident culinary expert, KJ, says, I've had the IKEA version of Hergard.
The IKEA version? IKEA makes cheeses?
Why not?
Do you have to put it together?
There's a picture booklet with it. Instructions on how to assemble it.
How does one assemble cheese?
A very vivid picture of how to milk the cow, so. Nice shot. Quiet Time Gaming says, maybe Sean needs to try peanut butter kinds with a little bit of honey in them. I don't know, Quiet. I've talked to Sean a lot about peanut butter. I just think it's kind of an off-the-list type of thing, so. It's just not happening, so. We got sports coming up next. Down says the best Joker has to be Mark Hamill, and he didn't even get a mention.
He's the voice actor for basically all of the animated Jokers. That's so true. It's truly an iconic performance.
Is there a lot of animated Jokers, or is it just the same animated
Well,
Joker?
it's mostly been Mark Hamill. Since the 90s Batman the Animated Series, like, it's hard for anyone to use anyone else because the voice is so iconic.
Would you be so kind, Downs, as to Discord a clip of the Batman voice that Mark Hamill does?
You'll recognize it instantly. My mind was blown when I found out that it was Mark Hamill voicing him. Because as a kid, that's Luke Skywalker. It's certainly not the Joker.
You answered my next question, which was, Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker, right? Which...
Oh, boy.
I realized, that is probably something I definitely knew, but my brain was second-guessing itself for a second. I'm like, what am I doing? I was a little worried. So thank you for answering that without me having to admit that I forgot who Luke Skywalker was. So.
And then you admitted that you
Good thing I didn't mention that. That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah.
KJ says, I mean, if I never had peanut butter again, I wouldn't be sad. I probably wouldn't even notice.
What?
Wow.
What? I love peanut butter toast for breakfast.
Okay, so you read my mind. You were talking about having the cold cut trio earlier as your Subway order because kid, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to eat, and I do eat it still pretty much every morning, is peanut butter bread. I don't like to toast it, but with bananas on top.
Delicious.
Yeah, back when I was a kid. Hauser agreed, though, definitely the Heath Ledger version. That was before Downs brought up Mark Hamill. Hauser said voice acting. I would agree Mark Hamill is amazing.
Yeah, fantastic.
KJ says, IKEA has a cafe. Y'all, you can eat all the foods there.
I mean, they don't just have a cheese bar, though.
Well, apparently they have something that has Hergard in it. A semi-hard, rich, strong flavor.
I mean, that's fair.
Hauser was with you, by the way. Was mind blown that it was Mark Hamill when you figured that out. So
shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Brendan goes, yeah, Mark Hamill is actually my fave Joker, and added, welcome to GMS, where we definitely know who Luke Skywalker is. Listen, I want to tell you that I didn't forget. I didn't doubt. But I just had one of those moments where I second-guessed myself where you really didn't have to. So that's my bad. My bad. Can we go with I kind of forgot who Luke Skywalker was?
Yeah, kinda.
Wasn't Harrison Ford in those Star Wars movies? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, he was in a Star War.
Wasn't one of those Star Wars movies. It's now 7:51 West Coast, 10:51 East Coast, 3:51 for those watching GMS in the UK. Diddly-doo. Aura took off before we could share sports. Aura did add some sports to the Discord, I'm told. I'm not going to get in there, but if you want to read it, you can. But that sparked Calaf to share with us what we've all been waiting for. And what that is to know the outcome of yesterday's big game for Derby Day, which we learned about from Pickling, who was in the chat yesterday, because it was Derby Day in Germany. And we found out that FC Union Berlin beat our Hertha BSC 3-2 in the Berlin Derby. So our team lost. Your Earth.
Are
Now I'm confused. Which one's which? Who are we rooting
I don't
for?
remember. I forgot completely.
Anyway, congratulations to Union Berlin on whatever that means for you. I don't know. Yeah, we'll golf clap.
No idea. Yeah.
Nice work. We're proud. Meanwhile, your Portland Trailblazers lose to the Miami Heat 104-92 yesterday.
They're not mine.
Your University of Kentucky Wildcats improved to 15-3, beating Texas A&M 64-58.
Not mine either.
And your Los Angeles Lakers fall at home to Indiana 104-111. All I can tell you is that my phone has been blowing up this morning with Frank Vogel, head coach, is allowed to bench Russ Westbrook, and LBJ walks out to catch movie, and it's apparently even a lot more drama now with the Los Angeles Lakers. So
I will support the Lakers because I'm from LA, but what a mess. Oh God.
You're from LA. So
we love it.
The Olympics news, this is from the Associated Press. NBC will not send announcers and most hosts to Beijing. There's continued concerns about rising COVID-19 cases worldwide. China has a strict policy about those who test positive. It'll be the second straight games where broadcast teams will work mostly out of NBC Sports headquarters in Connecticut rather than the host city, according to the Associated Press. It was interesting because my friend is the play-by-play voice for the Trailblazers and did a live yesterday of him calling the game off monitors, and I got concerned because I was like, oh no, it was like, are things happening again in the United States where they're limiting who can travel with teams or who can watch? It turns out he himself has COVID, so he can't travel with the team, and it was his sixth game doing it like that, which I didn't realize. So I'm actually going to call him today because I was intrigued and hope he's feeling good since we're having our own COVID battles in this household. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to have another Olympics where you don't have the people there. That said, Chris, it's becoming easier to do this because we've had to do it now for 2 years. The technology is kind of caught up to the point where, yeah, I could be sitting right here with this microphone and broadcast a game very easily compared to 2 years ago.
Well, sure, and the easy analog is you calling the Kiki Cup. That's all virtual. We're all seeing that on screens. The technology has certainly come along to a place where that is possible and even seamless. Like, in a lot of cases, I'm sure the average fan who watches does not know that your friend is calling those games from, wherever.
He was in a side room of his in-laws' house. I got to call him, so I don't know, but I was assuming his in-laws because he was trying to keep his family from getting it. So I think he was probably living there. And it's just a 2x2 grid where he has 3 different camera angles, including the game cam, and then there's a feed that all teams have this, because that's why if you ever watch a sports event and there's a graphic on like the bottom of the screen that shows the clock, and in basketball's case or in football with the play clock, it has the shot clock down there. Well, they all have a backup feed of the actual clock itself on a camera in case something happens with the graphics. They can cut to that. Well, he had something similar where it was basically the data coming to the scoreboard as a separate readout as one of his 4 screens, and then he just has the live stats over on the corner. So, for example, there's a shot where someone makes a foul, and he's like, so-and-so gets the foul, and you can see him like lean over and get his live stats and figure out what exactly the foul total for that player was. But he's just reading it off the screen. It's really amazing. I'll try to share it with y'all later in the show.
That's super cool.
Last thing I have is the John Gruden story is continuing. This is from the Associated Press. NFL's filed a motion asking the Nevada court to dismiss former Raiders coach John Gruden's lawsuit against the league, saying the accusations that the NFL leaked Gruden's old offensive emails are, quote, baseless and, quote, should be dismissed for failure. I got an ad. I can't finish reading it. Go away, ad.
I'll just... Oh, boy.
Go ahead.
It's shameful behavior. He needs to just go away quietly and yeah, let it go. The content of the emails is out there already. Just
should be dismissed for failure to state a single viable cause of action, rather. End quote. So there you go. That's Associated Press.
Yeah, I can see that.
Any other sports for you?
Not for me. The LA Kings have played very poorly the past 2 games. They lost to my LA Kings lost to Quiet's Tampa Bay Lightning 6-4 the other day, and the game before that we gave up 5 goals to 1 player on the San Jose Sharks, which is pretty bad.
Today, your Los Angeles Kings take on the Colorado Avalanche at the Crypto.com arena.
Boy, Crypto.com, which is in trouble too. They got hacked recently and had a ton of Bitcoin stolen, essentially, or like raw Bitcoin. I don't fully understand it, but Crypto.com not doing great.
The Crypt, as we've called it for a month.
I still find myself saying Staples Center all the time.
Listen, if you want to go in the history books of best naming rights deals, it's going to be Staples, because that became synonymous. It was I could tell you Staples Center, and my brain knows it's by the company, the office supply company Staples, and I would still be able to trick myself, be like, no, that's just Staples Center. It has nothing to do with the office chain, right?
Right. It was just the name of the building.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from a naming rights deals. You want it to become a thing. So
absolutely.
Your Seattle Kraken hosts the San Jose Sharks tonight as well. So there you go. Brenda goes,
maybe
no,
Timo Meyer.
Oh wait, yeah, exactly. It is your Los Angeles Kings, because we have a Los Angeles Kings fan on the screen. So
maybe Timo Meyer will score another 5 goals in the game.
We got into elderberry. We have that discussion, mini grocery stores and things. We'll come back and talk more about what you're talking about in chat. You can keep it going during our break, though. Next hour, we play community games. Chris has requested Google Feud. I don't want to play it, but that's what Chris wants. And so if that's the case, we like to deliver for, the infrequent times we can have Chris on in the morning. So, Chris, if you want that, that's fine with me, I guess.
Yeah.
Fine, we can play Don't Let the Person Floating from the Moon's Phone Monsters. We'll come back.
No, actually, we play Google Feud.
All right, we're going to play Google Feud. Woohoo! Also, Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News, clip of the day, takeaways that were pretty okay. Thank you for being here. It's Thursday, Gaming Morning Show.
All right, let's gather round to read the Moose Book. There was a mooster in Worcester. There's a moose loose about the hoose. Shake it loose in your hoose, that moose. I would call it a truce with the moose, maybe spruce up the hoose. Dr. Seuss writing about the hoose in which the moose shook loose an overused spruce. The moose that encountered a truck's caboose is the moose named Bruce. I'm loose, said the moose, Bruce, as he threw up a deuce. Fun fact, Bruce the moose actually starred in Footloose. Snitches get stitches like mooses get looses. Obtuse rubber goose, green moose, guava juices. Goose and moose called a truce over being loose around Bruce. A moose nuisance is a moosance. You better write about the moose, no excuse. You're welcome.
In a world where things are broken, Kiki Low is in search of something.
I need a D that works.
There's the D searching in the universe because the D is currently broken, but we need a newer D. Where can she find it?
Where can I get a D from?
Maybe,
Who will give me the D?
maybe there is somebody in the world that can help her. Maybe somebody who sings a song.
That's how we do, baby!
Coming to video screens near you and on your telephone devices in 2022.
Sorry, Kiki.
Kiki Low and Superphonic in the Lost City of D.
Finally, the D, and it feels so good.
Only on Peacock.
We could do better. Better.
Please help me. Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, Community Games, Google Feud, and GMS Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay, and the clip of the day. Join our Discord and become a Patreon. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. Time for hour number 3. Right now.
Morning, gamer. It's Gaming Morning Show. That is Chris and me on the left side of your screen. I am Hefty Goof. Thank you for being here. It is Thursday, January 20th, 2022. And you can watch our fine program on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Chris and me is the host of GMS Weekend Edition, which launches this Sunday, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good moron.
It's been great to have you along for the ride today. Coming up, we have a story to share about the world's largest potato and a DNA test. We also will tell you about an ice disc returning to the state of Maine. That's on the way. We'll tell you about some national days of the day, and we'll play a Google Feud as requested by you in just a little bit as well. I mentioned GMS Weekend Edition. It debuts this Sunday. What are you most looking forward to on Sunday?
I'm looking forward to having some good conversations. I enjoy the company of Look It's Myko and Kate Zaid and Austin Attack 12 very much. I think that we can have some really thoughtful discussion about what's going on in the gaming news, and learn from each other with the content discovery segment. Find some new cool content.
Yeah,
to,
it's going to
enjoy.
be pretty cool. Here's the thing that is neat about this whole streaming experience, right? We may all come together for this show, right? And then after we're done, we like to send you somewhere if you're watching on Twitch via the raid functionality. But then we may all go our own little separate ways, right? And so you're all finding different folks who are doing things out there. And it doesn't just have to be streaming content either. Someone could talk about music that they've been listening to. It could be a show that they've been watching that maybe it's not necessarily mainstream. I don't know. Maybe it is mainstream. Point being, content discovery, part of GMS Weekend Edition. Check it out, 7 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. Very excited. Very excited.
Should be a lot of fun.
All right, here we go. It is the 8 o'clock hour.
Hello to the Final Hour crew.
Final Hour crew in full effect. Hello, FHC.
Hello, FHC.
Emma is the Sink is here. Good moron to you, Emma. It is good to see you. Gonzo Gump, too, one of the best FHC members. Consistent. Usually watches only the final hour of the show, which we love. It's good to have FHC, what's the word I'm looking for? Stalwarts? Worts?
Mm-hmm. Not words.
Thank you.
Stalwarts works, yeah.
I love that school in Harry Potter.
That's Hogwarts.
No, it's down the street.
Oh.
Yeah, Harry
Stalwarts
Potter went to
down the street.
Hogwarts,
Oh, okay.
but then Tim Spotter was over there at Stalwarts.
Sure.
Good old Tim Potter.
School for muggles.
Spotter, excuse me. It's good to see you, Gonzo, sometimes. I appreciate that. Of course.
A warm welcome for our Final Hour crew ambassador. Hey, it's Brendan _TTV.
And given that it is Thursday, Brendan will be streaming later today, so please say hi to Brendan. Coming up at 4:30 this afternoon, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, I do believe.
Oh, it's going to be more Super Mario RPG. I
Oh,
love
you
when Brendan
love that
plays
game.
I truly love that game.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. Gonzo is here. Quiet I Am Gaming is with us. Dungeon Meowster KJ, thank you for hanging out with us throughout the course of the morning. Kate Zaid opened up the show, was there for the pre-show. Appreciate that as always, Kate. Thank you so much. I am JF Downs, Lady Undead we've seen. We've also had new visitors this morning, Bird Lover 13. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Also, earlier in the show, it was kind to see Auditor here for the first time, I do believe, as well. Hauser, yesterday's Billy Thundergun Award winner. Later this hour, we'll give away our Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award as well. Quiet I Am Gaming, many others. Thank you for spending time with us on this Thursday. Brenda goes, yes, correct. 4:30, and Chris is right. More Super Mario RPG.
Excellent.
Gonzo says, I'm currently in Mexico, so I had to drop it down to 480p. Thank you for having those options. I mean, I like to take credit, but we just happen to get lucky that Twitch is giving us the variable bandwidth. However, if you ever are in trouble, bandwidth-wise, you can go to YouTube, and there is always a selection there. It's not a variable whether they're letting us use it or not, so that's an option. All right. Good morning to you, Nate. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Hello, FHC.
Nate is joining us on YouTube. I also watched Nate earlier this week during our beta test of Twitter Spaces, broadcasting the show on Twitter Spaces. That went well. If you can, go to our Discord later today. I'm going to kind of elaborate on what went well, what didn't go well, and some of the things that we might need some help with. So we'll talk more about that on our Discord. You can find it gamingmorningshow.tv/where to find GMS. Anything I've missed?
No, I think you covered it.
All right, today is National Disc Jockey Day, National Buttercrunch Day, Penguin Awareness Day, International Day of Acceptance, National Camcorder Day, Get to Know Your Customers Day, and Take a Walk Outdoors Day. You had shared a fun story. Well, okay, you shared a story that was not fun for you, but it was fun for us to hear about penguins earlier in the show. I may ask you to recap that one later. But the question I have is, did you ever own, like, when camcorders were still like shoulder VHS tape, or like the early iterations of camcorders, eventually they got to the point where you could record on DVDs? Like, did you ever have any of that early video camera type stuff?
My dad has always been kind of, not a techie, but he likes tech. Like, he's never gotten into the nuts and bolts of it. He never had a shoulder-mounted camera, but we had several camcorders, and eventually I took an interest in them because it was fun. Why do you ask?
Well, because I was really into them, but I never had one. So I was always using either friends, or I was using something that we had available to us for school. Because we had like video production classes and what they call linear editing, right? Where you had to have tape A, which was your source tape, and then you had tape B, and then you would use a linear editor to mark a start point and mark an end point. And then what would happen is this machine would rewind tape A and have it play at a point where then tape B would start recording, and that's how you clip together like news packages back in the day, or in our case we would do bits for morning announcements in our school. So the process was so much more tedious than now non-linear editing, which is where you take clips and just splice them and move them around digitally, and then out comes the thing.
That's so fascinating. We never learned about that in school. But having a camcorder at home was helpful for school projects where video was an option, because like you said, not everyone had access to that sort of thing. So having that access was very fortunate.
I re-invited you to Rocket League. For some reason, it killed our party because of a connection error. So I sent that out to you. Quiet Time Gaming says 10 a.m. on a Sunday. Yeah, that's going to be a no for me, Tog. This is about GMS Weekend Edition. Well, good news. You can watch it on
too early, huh?
On our YouTube page. So, what else happened last hour? We got into a discussion about elderberry. What happened there? This is KJ said, I have not, but elderberry is a fave flavor that I learned about at IKEA. What this conversation is telling me is I need to go visit Lady Undead and eat all the food, because Lady Undead brought up elderberry.
IKEA does have a lot of that real good stuff. Elderberry, lingonberry. I've only ever had anything flavored with lingonberry at IKEA, and it's quite good. I enjoy it.
Yeah, so when you exit IKEA, there's a mini grocery store with a lot of specialty foods like jam, cookies, cheese, etc. And then that's where Lady Undead brought up Joel Must. I'm so confused.
I did not know that there was cheese there, but I'll have to look next time I go.
I mean, I haven't been to an IKEA in 4 years probably, so I gotta go check it out.
Did you just not need furniture? Or?
Yeah, we didn't need. We haven't bought furniture in a long time. So, but also I'm very interested in repurposing old furniture. So we do fortunately get a lot of good stuff from Sean's family, especially after they recently moved to a bigger house. So. Hauser says PB and banana sandwiches are the bomb. This goes back to us discussing about having peanut butter toast in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly having peanut butter and banana like almost every single day.
Yeah, it's perfect.
KJ said I'm a savory breakfast person. Egg, bacon, potatoes, savory waffles, avocado toast, etc. I mean, yeah, I'm with you, KJ, as long as I have, at least perceive that I have the amount of time to make that stuff.
Yeah, that's the only thing with that is time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I love breakfast foods of all sorts. Although I am more partial to the savory than the sweet. I just don't have the sweet tolerance for super sweet breakfast items. French toast, though, love a French toast.
Yes. Yeah, we love our pancakes here on Gaming Morning Show. It's definitely a big deal.
Put it on a pancake.
You're kidding. I've never heard.
Yeah, well, we don't mention it too much,
No, not terribly much.
It's not like we say things.
You're like
put
to
it
broadcast it
constantly.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
But French toast is my favorite breakfast, like warm food, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Your favorite warm food?
Well, like warm bread food. I guess
warm
I'm just gonna
bread food.
I'm just gonna say it. A French toast, pancakes, or waffles. I like French toast the most.
Yeah, I made them on stream once. So,
you made pancakes on stream once?
No, I made French toast on stream.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Nate says hello. Also mentioned. Oh, speaking of having to use YouTube, and also penguin awareness is paramount. They're shifty. Birds who swim. Little sus.
Little sus.
I was watching a clip the other day of, I think it just hit like Instagram reel or something, and it was this poor penguin that happened to be like out in front of its penguin crew, and they're just walking on the ice, and all of a sudden the section of ice that penguin happened to have, found itself upon split from the rest of the herd, and we're talking like dozens of penguins, right? And so somebody decided to like do play-by-play commentary for this reel on top of it, and it was hilarious. And luckily, the penguin was able to jump over and get back on the separated piece of ice with the group. So it was a happy
ending.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Gonzo says, my parents have a camcorder that records on tape that's slightly larger than a cassette tape.
Oh, I remember those.
I think
eventually they had like a VHS adapter where you could pop those tapes into the adapter and watch it in your VHS player.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were closer to the size of beta tapes, which of course, lost out to VHS. And I think they're called DV tapes because when I got into like the crux of my college, mini DV was what we used primarily.
Right, I remember mini DV.
Mini DV looked closer to like what the size of a tape would be in like a kid's Transformer when they had that one Transformer that had the cassette tape in the middle of it.
Sure.
It was just thicker. It was deeper. Thicker. Yeah, most of everything we made back in school was mini DV. So. Let's see. KJ says, yes, I recall the Pops still has an OG one from way back in the day. I mean, those things looked like news cameras.
Yeah, no, they had that look, absolutely.
Shoulder mount.
I always thought those looked silly, because you had these dads who looked like news cameramen.
Mm-hmm. We are coming to you live from my 1-year-old's birthday party here at McDonald's.
Very exciting.
You're on in 5, 4, 3.
Dad, you not?
Well, and now as a parent, it's a little bit easier to be covert when filming like kids' birthday stuff because the kids don't want to smile or whatever, and so you have to try to kind of like make sure that they don't know that you're recording them so that you can get the actual reactions that you're looking for. But back then, you didn't have that option because the thing was the size of a building.
Yeah. There's nothing covert about it.
No, not at all. Gonzo said, hey, McDonald's was the place to go as a kid. It's true.
A play place?
Yes. My wife has a home video of like her second birthday at a McDonald's, and apparently that was a thing in cities where, they had McDonald's. Mine did not. So. The play place.
Place to be.
Was it?
Yeah, as a kid. Good times.
The thing that I can't get over is you get in the play place, okay? Ball pit, slides, tunnels, right? And then you get out and you go over and you grab a bite of food with your hands that just went through that gauntlet. And then you go back in.
This is very much pre-pandemic days. Ooh.
Gross. I'm concerned Penguin Awareness Day isn't during the summer. That's when they'll get you, says Kayla.
Those shifty penguins.
Are you suggesting that penguins are out to get us? Why is everyone sus of penguins all of a sudden?
I'm actually okay with them.
I think penguins are adorable.
Yeah. Up close, very docile.
Uh-oh. All right, well, we're going to play community games, but something has happened. This is a little bit alarming. I didn't anticipate this happening today. Let's get a report. This just into Gaming Morning Show. GoogleFeud.com has now changed its look. And no longer, at least in an easy-to-find way, can I click a button that actually shows me the version we've been playing, which was the multiple choice. When Google Feud made its legendary debut on this program, we would play it where we had to type in the answers, and it was just miserable. It was just bad, and no one was having any fun. So then we changed it to the multiple choice version, and everyone began loving the show. It was nationally revered on this program.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the story I tell myself. So now we're going to play the original version today, I think.
Oh!
What luck that you are here for this moment in time. Lucky us.
Oh, yeah.
So let me get it set up, and we'll see how this goes, because, yeah, unfortunately, things have been changed since back in the day. Everything that I thought was new is old again, and everything that's old is new again. So
we are in trouble.
I got some good news though. There's some bright side to this. You ready?
I'm ready.
You get to pick a category. You get to pick culture, people, names, questions, or I feel lucky.
People.
Chris M. Yee, mayor of the internet, picks people for our very first Google Feud category. Okay. It looks more like Family Feud now, with answers that are covered up. And great, we're starting off with something really fun. This one is, I think my mom is blank. And so, I'm not saying that this was a problem we had with this game, but we would often get options where we had to, like, guess negative things. And I feel like maybe this is going to happen today. So, I'm sorry.
I was cracking up at Downs' answer.
Well, for example, like, it's sad to think that, like, my mom is... cheating on me is a whole different...
I was laughing at the exact phrasing of this.
You got a point there, Chris.
It could conceivably be cheating on my dad, but...
Here we go.
That's not what Downs typed. That's not what Downs
Cheating
typed.
on me, guesses down.
No!
The other downside to this is we have to be perfect. If I misspell something, which I've never done on the show, thankfully.
Never.
But if you could imagine it happening, then we get a big old X. We can't even see everything now because they've changed the layout. Like, what disappointment that we have here. But that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, boy.
My mom is cheating on me, surprisingly, was not an answer.
The Downs side of this.
But we can guess scary.
Scary, sure.
2 strikes.
The
interface on this is nice. They have the X's that look like Family Feud. That's kind of fun. So, Brendan goes lying. I think my mom is lying. That is our 3rd X. Do we lose then, or do we keep going? I don't know how many guesses we have.
On drugs would be a funny one.
We get one more. We get 4 guesses. On drugs.
Downs is really on one today.
Here are the top things that are returned when you type in I think my mom is. The number 1 is bipolar. After that is jealous of me. Covert narcissist. Dying. Schizophrenic, depressed, mentally ill, pregnant, and then it goes on from there. Was that an enjoyable experience, chat?
It was an experience.
Well, let's go to round number 2. Trying really hard.
Do you know why I caved and was okay with doing Google Feud?
Because you knew about the website and the reconfiguration. You knew that we'd have this moment in time.
No.
Why?
It was as revenge for chat throwing during that one vowel word that we lost the ginormous record on.
We're not blaming you, chat. It's just your fault.
Oh, I'm totally blaming you.
Okay, Chris is definitely blaming you. Well, let's do it again. Next round. Woohoo! Oh, good.
Woo!
So we go from one part of parental responsibility to the other, and this one's about dad. So Dad is. It's an not abbreviation. It's a contraction. Dads. But we have some options to guess here. So, for example, look, it's Mike O, who is in a lot of meetings today, has supplied us a guess of wiener. No. Not guessing. Even if that is the number one answer, I'm not guessing it. I mean, I can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry.
Dad's.
Remember, this is dad is. So, for example, down saying love beer, I can't say dad is love beer.
No,
I could
that
say
doesn't work
dad's
grammatically.
beer, for example. Gonzo asks, is the other version not available anywhere? I don't know. Maybe.
Angry. Maybe Dad's angry.
All right. Well, we will guess. Let's start with I loved it, my bad, better than ever. Is the other version not available? People think the worst mother. I want to guess a single one of those. Bipolar, wiener, love beer. I'm disappointed. Corns. We're going to guess Dad's corns.
Sure.
That was not correct. Kate Zaid says Dad's favorite sport. Is incorrect. Jealous of me. That's true. Downs is learning.
Yeah.
Because that's from the mom side, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also incorrect.
Hmm.
Dad is golfing. It's a guess from Quiet I Am Gaming. That's also incorrect. The number one answer was kitchen, then Christmas date, then place, then barbecue, then army,
Kitchen?
then root beer. Yep.
What are
there-
these? Oh my gosh.
Is there-
Dad's root beer.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
I love Dad's root beer.
Yeah, Dad's root beer was pretty okay.
Dad's pub and grub.
I mean, and some of these have to be regionalized, right? Like, maybe there's a restaurant called Dad's Pub and Grub.
That's
so
literally it. And Dad's Luncheonette. Like, oh boy.
well, it looks like we'll be rethinking Google Feud for the future.
I have yeah, I'm satisfied with my revenge.
It went better than you probably even imagined.
Yeah, actually.
So next time, chat, that we are at 269 balloons in Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall into the Monster's Mouth.
Nice.
Make sure that you don't throw.
Yeah, when we get one vowel words, don't guess every vowel. Downs, don't guess you as the first letter.
Hauser, I'm happy
not
that
bitter.
you were here to experience your very first Google Feud. So it's usually so much better.
Yeah. Yeah,
Downs
you
goes,
guessed one vowel and it was you.
But when you guess one vowel and then someone else guesses a vowel, before you know it, we burn through all 6 of them.
We literally guessed every vowel
5 and sometimes Y. So.
and got it on the last one.
We were in pretty rough shape there, so I don't even remember what it was. What did we lose out on? What was the word?
Oh, it might have been backpacks or
K-Laugh!
He wasn't there. He couldn't save us.
That's oh yeah, K-Laugh left us high and dry.
I would not have put it that way. But...
It was very disappointing. I don't see it in the production notes, so we'll have to take a look on the VOD and figure it out.
We were certainly dry.
All right, it is now 8:31 West Coast time, 11:32 out east. It is 4:32 for those watching GMS in the UK.
Doodly-doo.
I like how Hauser goes, that was horrendous. Hauser's been with us for about a week and already knows that was bad form. So, yeah, Hauser, you recognize ineptitude when you see it, so I'm proud of you for that. Let's head out to Ben Hooper of UPI. So Ben Hooper's been a guest of the show. Ben has a unique skill to peruse the web for the oddest of news and brings us this story. Mike O termed it a spup date. We tried to go with spud date. Do we have any others that we really liked?
Not really.
Okay. So I think I'm going to vote with K-Laugh. K-Laugh came through. It was not a mixture of date, but instead we went with tater takes.
Yeah, this is a tater take.
The starched rag was another suggestion from K-Laugh.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Zesty.
Anyway, Ben Hooper has the story: world's largest potato and a DNA test.
Hardy or not hardy. A New Zealand couple who grew what they believe to be the world's largest potato said a sliver of the spud has been sent for DNA testing in their bid to have it declared a Guinness World Record. Colin and Donna Craig Brown, who found the Titanic tuber in the Waikato garden in the fall, said the potato, dubbed Doug the Spud, was weighed under supervision at more than 17 pounds, dwarfing the current Guinness record of 10 pounds, 14 ounces, and heavier than a lot of babies. The Craig Browns said they have been in contact with Guinness World Records, but the organization keeps responding with requests for more evidence. It's just a never-ending case of having to do whatever they ask for next, Colin Craig Brown told NewsHub. The couple submitted photos, video, and a statement of verification from the agronomist. But Guinness has now requested a DNA test be performed to confirm Doug's species. They need to know what genus it is, what variety it is, what his grandfather's name was, Colin Craig Brown said. The couple said a sliver from Doug is being sent to Lincoln University in Scotland for DNA analysis. We will do everything they ask of us, so at the end of the day, they can say yes or no, Colin Craig Brown told stuff.co.nz. The couple said Doug has lost some weight as a result of liquid loss and is being kept frozen until they get word from Guinness.
Frozen. Well, good luck to you, Doug, if that is your real name.
Yeah.
KJ goes, why would a potato need a DNA test to determine size? I get the impression they're trying to verify that it qualifies.
Right.
Like, it sounds like, there was some controversy a couple times. Little League World Series where someone was playing who was not of the correct age to actually play in it. So it sounds like they're just trying to make sure that this particular potato meets the criteria required to become a world record stud. Or spud.
The stud spud?
The stud spud. Stud.
Spud.
Oh my gosh. Gonzo goes, my favorite name for an animal is still Chris P. Bacon. That could be a good pig name.
What about Crisp Rat?
Ah!
My favorite actor.
Was he always crisp? No.
No.
Crisp Pratt.
Crisp
KJ
Rat.
was replied to by Brendan. It's the opposite we have learned over the year of playing it. It's 4 guaranteed misses out of 5. Yeah, what happened was we would always guess all the vowels, and then especially...
Have no balloons left.
Yeah, in hard mode, you only get 5 balloons. So you would always, unless you got it right away, have maybe 1 or 2 balloons left, and then make it really hard to figure out what it was. Well, and listen, we could do more on the hosting side to be clearer about the reasons for it. Like maybe we could put out a nice little command and type out !1 vowel and then heed the warning in advance, because not everybody knows, Brendan, I suppose, the situation. Like, for example, Downs has only been with us for, basically
many
the whole
months.
time the show has been on and still didn't know. Downs.
I remember being mouth agape when he guessed you as the first letter. How did that go in?
Agape.
Agape.
Writing that one down. Mouth agape. Downs goes, there's good odds to guess a vowel. At least you know for sure there is one in there. That is true. Downs is not wrong.
There's a good chance it's either right or wrong.
It happens.
I couldn't pull it back.
Hauser says, and then it will have promptly baked and become the Guinness Book's record for the largest baked potato. True. Well,
when they said they took a sliver from it, I was like, well, it's going to start deteriorating now.
Oh, because you broke the
I'm
seal.
glad they froze it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense too. Like, for example, you're looking at something that's almost 7 pounds heavier than the prior, or at least just over 6 pounds
World
heavier
record
than the prior
holder,
winner.
yeah.
And so that'd be like you go race the 100-meter dash, and the world record is 9.6, and someone comes through with like an 8.9, right? Like, someone's gonna be like, "Wait a second."
Center. Oh yeah.
It's like usually those things are a little bit more stair-stepped than demolished. So
I'm sure they're testing to see if it's crossbred with other vegetables or something.
Yeah, maybe it has a little pumpkin in there. I mean, that could be delightful if you think about it.
Pumpkin spice latte time.
Pumpkin potato.
I mean, pumpkin flavor makes everything better. So. I just can't help but keep hearing the Lizzo lyrics in my head, so I just took a DNA
juice?
test.
Oh.
Just found out I'm 100% that potato.
Potato. Yeah. That would actually be, that's super funny. 100% that potato.
Brendan goes, pumpkin spice sweet potato would work.
It really would, actually.
Could be
delicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Downs goes, I still would have cost a balloon guessing the regular D. Do you remember what we lost out on, Downs?
I mean, but at least we would have eliminated a consonant that was possible. I think he guessed D anyway after.
We're not pointing any fingers at you, Downs.
No, I'm definitely pointing a finger at you.
Trying to make him feel better, Chris. Okay.
Nope. That's not the point of this.
Chris is making you suffer for what you've done, Downs.
Granted, we did end on 269, so at least we had that.
True. I mean, it could have been worse.
Nice.
It could have been not 269.
Yeah. Or it could have been 169, or just 69. Even though if it was just 69, it wouldn't have been a record. So
it would have been nice, though.
Aura, welcome back. You asked, what did I come back to? We're just arguing over whose fault it is that we, blew the record for don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth easy mode. So we'll always have that all-time hard mode record, though. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the games were really tough back then.
I mean, we could always move up to medium. I blame me for not being here for my weird knowledge of words.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really talking about more just being able to follow directions. That's all this is a conversation. We had people who can guess words. And Aura, if you can do it too, we really welcome you being here at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time most often. So, however, if you could just not guess all the vowels, that would be good. Downs, are you still here? I just want to make sure you're okay. Chris is beating you up pretty hard right now. I know what it's like.
Just like, I was just shocked Pikachu face. Like my emote. Which is now an enamel pin.
I know what it's like, Downs. When someone that you made an innocent mistake against can beat you up for it.
Like Sean tweeting the video of you blocking that goal.
Let's say, for example, theoretically, one happened to be talking to a wonderful chat on the radio and then didn't realize that they were about to deflect their best friend's goal that he had worked so hard for. Could you imagine if that had happened?
I didn't have to imagine it.
Luckily it didn't. And definitely didn't get spliced into a both persons angle video that you can find on our Twitter at WatchGMS. Good thing that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Down says, I'm here. I'm just not talking to Chris.
Yeah, we need some time. Some time to heal.
The M in GMS stands for mediation. So. Gaming mediation show. Did we mention it's Cheese Day?
Yeah, once or twice.
Good discussion today. Let's send you over to Mass Live. This is a story about a large spinning ice disc. Famous from first appearance in 2019, reads the headline, returns to Maine and draws onlookers. Chris?
Oh, well, let's take a look. Maine's famous rotating ice disc is back. I guess this thing is well known. The disc has begun to form in the Presumpscot River, where it partially formed in 2020 but failed to draw a worldwide audience like in its first appearance in 2019. Westbrook city officials shared photos of the formation Wednesday on Facebook, encouraging residents to share more images of the disc while it's still around. Ice discs form as a result of a current and vortex under the ice. Ice sheets begin to spin and then form into circles. But ice discs this large rarely form in locations like Westbrook. City officials discouraged anyone from attempting to go out on the ice. It's not safe, quote unquote. 3 years ago, a 100-yard wide, 91 meters, ice formation appeared in the river for the first time and brought international attention to Westbrook before it dissipated with the advent of warmer weather.
Oh, the old Maine ice disc.
Yeah.
How we have missed you. You're pretty fearless when it comes to the speed with which you say the word disc on the radio.
Yeah, I'm not. I have no fear of saying anything else.
Okay. Well, good for you. Good for
you.
you.
You're very careful and saying it in a very pointed way.
Ever since
I
the
feel
bulging
so.
disc incident. You have to be careful. Top of the moron, and welcome, FHC.
Hello, FHC.
VG Ditries here. Good moron to you. Today is Cheese Day. We have the Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News, clip of the day, takeaways are pretty okay coming up. But we've been talking about cheese. I think to kind of summarize it, there's sandwich cheese and then there's other cheese. And if I were to summarize, provolone, followed very closely by Swiss, is my sandwich cheese. A baked brie still wins the day with me for like, cheese.
Yeah, I think that's good. My favorite, I realize now, my favorite sandwich cheese is actually Havarti. I think it is incredible in sandwiches.
That's a good call. That's a very good call. Late to the game. Have we not seen Havarti through like
We've not mentioned Havarti.
2 hours, 45 minutes of show? We had not mentioned Havarti yet. What are we doing?
Good question.
Yes, there's a type of waffle called a Liège waffle. And
Liège?
Yeah, something like that. And it's more of a yeasty waffle. And it became popular in the tail end of my college days. And you would go and you could get all sorts of things on a waffle. Okay. One of them was apples and Havarti cheese, and it was so good.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
It was delightful, so would do it for sure. Brendan goes, your pronunciation of disc was so crisp. I wonder why.
Crisp disc.
Ooh.
There's a warm-up, a voice warm-up thing.
I love New York. You need New York. I know you love unique New York.
Oh, is that one of those things?
That was one
too?
of the ones we used to do in theater class, yeah.
Oh.
Or asked if we use sports. We referred everybody to your sports, but you are welcome to share it here if you would like. It is placed in our Discord on a nice sportsy pillow.
What's a sportsy pillow look like?
Well, imagine a pillow, if you will. Okay, you got that in your head?
I'm doing it, yep.
Okay. And then the pillow is covered in sports balls. Okay. But those sports balls are flat and embroidered into the fabric of the pillowcase in which you lay your head upon. It's fabulous.
Sure. I like it.
You're welcome. Havarti Party was the name of my pop punk band in high school, says Calaf.
Oh my gosh. I need to buy the album.
And then KJ says baked brie was with a poached pear. OMG. So good. So good. Yeah, I get that. I think I underestimated fruit, especially a stone fruit. I learned
Plus
something
cheese.
on the show. Plus cheese, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a peach in Havarti would actually be pretty good. Peach might be a little bit too sweet,
Ooh.
but as long as the peach was like still a little bit under ripened where it's not super soft yet, I could see like slicing a nice peach up and putting it on a Liège waffle would be delicious. Yeah, I could get behind that. Aura goes, NFL Super Bowl halftime show lineup. Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and Dr. Dre. That's it. That's all the sports I have. I read that, and I read something about Shaq being very vocal about how frustrated Shaq was about you get all this talent, but you give him 12 minutes.
Yeah, that doesn't make a ton of sense, does it?
Well, it's. I mean, they volunteered to do it, so.
That's true. Well, they don't volunteer, I don't think.
See, what I've read about the Super Bowl halftime show is it is an unpaid appearance, but you do it because you have so many eyeballs.
Well, I was gonna say that's one of those things where getting paid in clout is a real thing.
It's the most watched television event in the world. So,
is that still true?
I believe so. I mean, it's certainly in the United States. I just don't know. I assume it's the world as well. But
I'm not
maybe
sure
like
about
the World Cup would exceed it.
Probably.
But that's only every 3 years, so maybe annual event. I'll look it up. Calaf!
Every 4 years, not every 3.
Is the World Cup every 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it like the Olympics? It should be every 3 and kind of have like an offset. That's too bad. Downs goes, can't wait for the Super Bowl. There's almost an Up in Smoke tune lineup. That's true, yeah. Yeah, I love hosting Super Bowl parties. We can play the Square game coming up for the Super Bowl. It's on February 13th, so we won't. I won't do a stream because I want to watch the game. But on the Friday before the Super Bowl, we can do a Square game giveaway, and what that is you have people just choose squares, and you write their name in, and then you write the possible numbers of the score on the outer edges, and then you fill in with the teams that are in it. And wherever the final score's last numbers intersect, then you can win. So we can do a giveaway on the final gaming morning show before the Super Bowl. So that'll be super fun. All right.
Sounds pretty good.
It's now 8:51 West Coast time. Thanks for being here. That is Chris M.E., host of GMS Weekend Edition. It debuts this Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and if you cannot catch it, it'll be available to watch on demand on our YouTube page and elsewhere. So please, please check it out. That is GMS Weekend Edition, 7 a.m. Pacific time. For those who are joining us at the FHC, a brief description, if you will, of what we can expect on Sunday.
Sure. It'll start off with a recap of some of the biggest news stories, gaming news stories from the week. A bit of discussion about it. We will look at some of the highlights from the main GMS show. In case you missed it, in case your final hour only, you can catch some highlights from things you may have missed. And then it will wrap up with a content discovery segment in which the panelists will share content that they've discovered that week and want to share with the broader internet.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited about 7 a.m. Pacific time. Any chance that Chris and me can host something, I am on board for. And, of course, we get to have more Austin, one of the GMS hosts involved, too. Panelists from throughout the internet. Check it out, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Chris, for making the time to do that for GMS. We can't wait for Sunday.
Glad to do it.
UEFA Euros, Olympics, and World Cups dominate TV ratings worldwide. Okay, that does make sense. So it is definitely one of the most watched events in the U.S. for sure. Yes, I am on GMS After Dark the week of the Super Bowl. Mike's going to have us do something fun with NFL-related topics, so I'm excited for that. Hello, FHC, to Bubsy.
Hello, FHC.
Thank you for being here. Today is National Cheese Lovers Day, so if you want to get in on the conversation, you can. Right now, it's time for the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News. It's a recap of the video game headlines of the day, and if you miss any of them, check us out on Twitter. You go to our Twitter, which is @WatchGMS, and you can see all of the headlines by searching the well-known hashtag.
Hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News.
Once again, here is your mayor of video game news, Chris M.E.
So, Call of Duty, Vanguard, and Warzone Pacific Season 2 have been delayed to fix ongoing issues. That is from Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer, originally set to land February 1st. Season 2 will now begin on Valentine's Day. Sony lost $20 billion in market value following Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. That's courtesy of Emily Morrow of .esports. After Microsoft announced their intent to acquire Activision Blizzard, Sony lost more than 13% in stock value on the Japanese market, and that's a lot. Halo Infinite hotfix doesn't work. Big Team Battle is still busted. That's per Ari notice of Kotaku. The developer rolled out a 1 GB update hotfix today, and it didn't work quite as intended. Out today, we have quite a few games. Animal Revolt Battle Simulator for the Switch, Aquamarine for PC, Black Wind for PC, Mac, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox, Dragon Hills 2 for the Switch, Expeditions Rome for PC, Fathom Batula for Xbox, Gravity Chase for Xbox, Kin Duo for Xbox, Make the Burger for Switch, Nature for Switch, Paparazzi for Xbox, RPG Golf, Legends for Switch, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and that's everything. Scrapknot for Switch, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Oh, and Stadia for once. Warno, Steam Early Access for PC. Windjammers 2 for PC, Switch, PS4, Xbone, and Stadia. And the name of the morning goes to Jank Brain for Switch.
If you missed any of it, search hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News on Twitter. And for the name of the morning, we have those out on the hashtag as well, @WatchGMS on Twitter. And we have big name of the month giveaway details coming up next week as well. So this week was all about getting ready for GMS Weekend Edition. We'll check out a big giveaway for name of the month coming up next week on Gaming Morning Show. Every single allegedly. Fulfillment, we good? They're quiet. They don't know.
I didn't hear a response, yeah.
We give away a Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award every single show, and for today's, it goes back to something that made Chris laugh whilst we were doing a list, and that was Pecorino.
Perfect.
It's Quiet I Am Gaming. Today, you are our
Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award
winner. Congratulations to you, Quiet I Am Gaming. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. Want to let you know that we have a pretty guest-heavy front end next week, including inviting Smolecule on. We'll play 5 questions GMS. If you don't know Smolecule, she, they, demigirl, queer, Filipinx, American living with mental illness and social anxiety, playing indie games, attempting voiceovers, and is here to gather a cozy and safe community for giggles and real talk. Chat or lurk up to you. Get comfy and make yourself at home. We will say hello to Smolecule coming up on Monday's edition of GMS. We also have a guest lined up to talk about architecture in video games, which I'm very excited about as well. We'll tell more about that coming up on Friday's show, tomorrow's show. Right now, it's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look! It's the clip of the day.
Toot toot.
No, Zach. I thought you were going to swing behind me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Zach. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
This is tense.
I was going to say. Nice job. We're going to win this game, chat. This is for
all the marbles.
Somebody who we would win a game for. I can't think of anybody who.
For all the cheeses.
This is for all the cheeses in the world.
Oh!
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful game, chat. It's a beautiful game. All right, that was for you, Gouda.
So good.
There you go. So Gouda, Chris M.E. That goal was so Gouda.
So Gouda.
Wow. This was a fun show. It's always great to hang out with you. Takeaways that were pretty okay, chat. What is something that you learned from today's gaming morning show? And then if you're watching on Twitch, we're going to send you over to Golden Nubian, who's streaming Animal Crossing New Horizons. Welcome to the Golden Galaxy. I know you'll enjoy it. Your time here, mostly stream Animal Crossing, just chatting DBD and Pokemon. Just know, I'm all about energy, good vibes, and meeting wonderful people while providing a peaceful, insightful, and fun environment. Please say good morning from GMS if you're watching on Twitch as we send you over there. One last thing, too. In our Discord, I'm going to be asking for some help with getting our show on Twitter Spaces. So if anybody can help out, once I get that posted, I will let you know what we are in need of, because that would be super, super helpful. All right, Chris M.E., Mayor of the Internet, what is your takeaway that is pretty okay?
Takeaways. The first one is that Downs misunderstands why I was upset. The other part is that you can't avoid Kasu Marzu as much as you would like to.
Man, we really tried too, didn't we?
Yep.
In fact, I was pretty impressed by the restraint of chat, because it was brought up like right away, and yet we didn't go down that rabbit hole. And sure enough, the daily meal, our list of the day, took us down. The
list of the day.
Also, sorry, Downs, but that's the privilege of being the host. Chris got to beat you to it. Downs, is my takeaway is that Chris is still upset that there is no you in lipsticks. By the way, it was lipsticks.
Not why I was
absolutely
upset.
right. That's what
it was. Lipsticks.
It was lipsticks. K-Laugh, takeaway: GMS definitely knows who Luke Skywalker is. Collectively, it's Mark Hamill.
Some members.
I don't know why you were worried. So, Brendan goes, has anyone checked on fulfillment? Fulfillment is fine. Don't worry about it. Aura says hummus is a garnish. It's a pretty good takeaway for sure, because I didn't know about that.
Spoonful of hummus.
Look, it's Mike. My takeaway is that I miss you guys. We miss you too, Mike. Mike will be here for all 3 hours tomorrow of Gaming Morning Show. Aura, takeaway is that we should have mac and cheese. We should have mac and cheese as sauce. Stop it. Stop it.
I could see it. I could see mac and cheese as a sauce.
My takeaway is Django Unchained. Great movie. Or apparently a very good type of cheese, and I just didn't realize it. So,
A little of both. A little column A, a little column B.
We'll try to do better tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was fun reading about large spinning ice discs, SPUP dates, and the Missouri Highway with Batman. Happy National Disc Jockey Day, Penguin Awareness Day, and National Camcorder Day, among the other days of the day. For Chris M.E., for Mike, for Austin, for Sean, I am Hefty Goof. Please say good morning from GMS to Golden Nubian, and we'll see you tomorrow on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, GamingMorningShow.tv.
I'm coming up.